What the heck is up, Hex fam? Guys, this has been a really crazy week for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely emotionally congested. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know which way is up. We're having crazy guests on. It's been 35 days since I started this show. It's kind of blowing up. I kind of don't know what to do with it, but I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I'm in this position. Okay. Hex in the morning, every single day, 11 a.m. We got special guests, Crypto Coffee, and as always, my best friend and co-host and life coach, Sam Stolt. Guys, enjoy the show. We're going to get pumped up here.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
With your heart. With your heart.
Bought my HEX from the fucking start. Point one every day we mark. Bought my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the HEX, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. PulseChain's out, now get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died, collect. HEX, I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this PulseChain lingo. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this PulseChain lingo. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
Oh, whoopsie. Guys, how is everyone doing? Hex in the morning, Sam Stolt, Crypto Coffee. How are you doing today?
Hey, everybody. Doing well.
I saw you yesterday for the first time in a while. Watched your whole stream with Crypto Graphics.
Yeah, he's a good up-and-coming dude. I figured I'd have him on.
He was on my show the day before. I had no idea he was up and coming. I was like, man, he must have been doing this for a minute. I never really got to like how long it's been.
3 weeks.
I looked at his channel and I was like, oh, this is good. Like, I like his shit. It's very clean. It looks great.
3 weeks. Man.
And then Sam told me 3 weeks. And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah. 3.5K. Right?
I was like, there's no way.
Go ahead. Yeah, what's your thoughts?
Sam was right away.
What's your thoughts on that? Because I was like, oh, you're really
He must have a sick-ass blog. He must have a sick-ass blog because
well, it's the content, man. He's doing it the right way. He's got professional
3 weeks,
setup.
It seems like crazy hard. I did not know any human could have gone harder than I went in the last 35 days. So I'm like, this dude has to be my best friend.
You're doing well too. I'm just saying it's like 90% about having original fucking thoughts, which half of these people just copy my shit, quite frankly. Like I'll look at a new channel and it's just like, oh wow, you stole the exact title and like you're making the exact same video, but like you talk shittier than I do. So it's like, no offense, but like I'm not on my channel today, so I feel like I can talk a little shit. And guys,
you're the OG.
Have an original goddamn thought. Like for all if any content creators listening right now, like do it the right way. Stop sucking so bad. I've got some notes written down for how to stop sucking so bad. When it comes to YouTube, make a good thumbnail, make a good title, and don't copy other shit that people have done. And stop.
You just got a hair robot.
Circle jerk.
What can you?
Crypto's got hair robotic, didn't he?
Yeah, mine went. It was like scratchy or whatever, but it's good now. So on those two things, before you get into the rest of those points, I definitely want to hear what they are. You said a good title and a good thumbnail. So, clearly some people's point of view of like what is good is different, right? Or like how does somebody go about approaching that? What is your thoughts on like how do you create a good thumbnail? Because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah. Good question. I'm glad you asked, Sam. It starts with really just
there's
3 things. Two things. You guys are doing it fine. There's always room for improvement. You guys are doing it fine. There's always a little bit of room, but half of it is really thumbnail and title, right? That half the battle is getting someone to click because you're battling for people's attention online. When people are scrolling through their news feed, you need to take out, get them out of their rat brain doom scrolling is what it's called. And you need to get them to click. And then once they're in, then you hit them with the good actual original content. Having good content is the other 50%. So number one, it's like a 3-step formula. Okay. Number one, put your face in there. Put your damn face in there. Stop hiding your face. Build rapport with your audience. People need to know, like, and trust you. And they can't do that if they don't know who you are. They're just listening to a mysterious voice in the sky reading a chart for them. It's like, yeah, some people are going to like that, but you're going to get high turnover because nobody actually relates to you as a person. So don't be ashamed if you're ugly. Maybe cut your hair. Maybe there's a lot you can do as a man to be less ugly. Okay,
there's no such thing as ugly if you're a guy. All you can do is fucking put a beard on, trim your face, get a haircut, and wear a nice shirt. Stop being such a bitch. All you guys are like, Scott, you're so good. Look, it's so easy for you. No, I look like a fucking idiot all day. I wear sweatshirts and hoodies and walk around. It just matters how you're acting, guys. You have to be confident and happy. Yeah. And if you're not, we'll see right through it right away.
One word of advice to go off that: have some respect for yourself, guys. Enough with the dick sucking face on the thumbnails. Okay, no more of this. No more of that shit on the thumbnails. All right, because that is so cringe, guys. It's okay to just smile or just look at the camera. Like study. Yeah, this is a little bit of this is fine. Little pointing, little emotional reaction, but. Like that, come on, guys, have some fucking respect for yourself.
Hex is a scam. Like 2 years in, people are still making Hex is a scam videos, and they're like, and I'm like, yeah, you're all fucking retired, you dumb fuck. Like,
yeah, man. So
it's sick.
It's like you don't have to. Go ahead.
Do you measure or take a look at your CTR and like like test different themes in terms of how you structure a title or how you do a thumbnail? Like, I haven't been doing it lately, but I'm curious.
So a good CTR is like 10 to 15% for me, at least, or whatever. And then you could also like that. I mean, click-through rate, guys. So the amount of people that see your thumbnail versus click, if it's up in the high single digits or low double digits, that's pretty good.
Let's check mine live. Why not? I never checked it.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing. Go ahead, continue talking, but I'm pulling up my CTR.
Yeah, and every video is going to have its own CTR. But typically, what I'm saying with the facial recognition is that we're pattern-seeking creatures, and there's studies that have been shown that when they see human eyes looking at them, they actually stop scrolling for a longer period of time than if there were no eyeballs. So it's really not just the face; it's the eyes that's important. We like to see that.
It's gonna be my next email. It's gonna be this. I'm gonna have to do on the side of my face.
I love how analytical you are with this. I haven't really gotten there yet.
And then step 2 is you got to put some words, but I'd say no more than like 3 words. I mean, I know sometimes I break that rule, but put a couple of words that either really drive curiosity or emotion. And you want to have these 3 words, like, for example, I had a video that said, 244% APY. That's just one tiny thing. You don't want to like spam up your thumbnail with so many words that people aren't even going to read it. Just put like either a shortened version of what the title was or something that really just drives curiosity. And then the third part is every thumbnail needs a focal point. So sometimes, again, I don't always follow these 3 rules, but like these are 3 things you can always do to get more clicks. The focal point should be, for example, I'll take a screenshot of PulseChain and then I'll make a really tiny circle. That circle is, like the earn tab. And then I'll put a big arrow pointing to that circle. And, the text will be like 244% APY question mark. And it's just me standing there. And then so everyone's scrolling. They're like, wait, how do I get 244% APY? Oh, where's that arrow going? What's that button that he's clicking on? And then they click on the YouTube video to learn more. And the focal point can be anything. You can be like holding up a piece of chapstick, right? And you could be pointing at it. And people will be like, why is he pointing at that? Like, what's so special about that? It has to drive curiosity, emotional reaction. And also how-to videos are generally just evergreen content, right? A how-to stake Hex. Like if you make the best one.
Tell people what evergreen is, because we create content, we know what it is, but like tell people what evergreen is.
Evergreen just means it's going to last longer than 2 days. I mean, it's going to be something that people search for over and over again, a year down the line. Like I've got some old videos that people still search because it's just timeless content. It's something like how to stake Hex or how to buy Hex. And when you want to think about these search terms, you want to think about, imagine you're somebody new, put yourself in a new user's position and say, what would I be typing into the search bar? Because YouTube is a search engine. Like it is. It's different than Google. It's a video search engine. And a lot of people go to YouTube to get answers about frequently asked questions. So you can even look on keyword research tools and see look up HEX or how to buy HEX or whatever. HEX coin market cap is a big search term. HEX coin gecko is a big search term. If you want to make a video about those or whatever, things that people consistently search for that won't go away in a couple months or a year's time.
That's so true.
How do you go through and structure your title? So I'll go through and I'll save when I take the video, I'll just save it as in like I might crop out the front of it or something. I'm not really editing my videos, but I'll just take off the front section and then I'll save it with just a quick blurb to remind myself of what the content is. Then when I go to upload it, I will write the title out like how I might think about it. Then I rewrite the title sometimes 3, sometimes 6, 7 times, just changing placement around, trying to be as concise as possible. And I'm not saying like, I just looked at 2 videos. I had one that was a 3.5 because you have to look at the title and then you have to look at the thumbnail, a 3.5 and then an 8.5. Like, so it's like clearly there's a discrepancy there. Something clicked and the other one didn't.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's kind of fun to help figure that out. Like, I'm still figuring that out too. I'm not trying to claim myself as an expert, but that's half the battle is there's live experimentation. You get to experiment with your audience and see what they respond to better. And the great thing is you can make a new video every day. So it's like not like
nothing's stuck in stone, guys. Nothing's stuck in stone once you do it. Even a bad live when I feel like it just wasn't jiving, it's like I'll just 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's good to go. Like fuck it, you just move on because you can't do this perfectly, but it's not hard to be better than most people, guys. It's very actually easy.
Very true.
It's almost like you can just like fumble around and be better than most people if you spend like actually 2 hours doing it. But in reality, what it looks like for me is about 11 and a half hours of work. I mean, I'm not going to lie to anyone for 35 days straight. Like it's just all I've done, but it's kind of what I want to do. Therefore, it takes most of my time up because it's like, it's what I'm researching. Right. But when it comes to the algorithm and all that stuff too, it's so important. I'm a link spammer. Like I've always been a link spammer. I love spamming links. Like it's just part of my game. I go into the Telegram. I throw my links around. Facebook, TikTok. I do live videos. I say, guys, I'm going live every single day. I send them to my TikToks. The people that don't. I'm more about getting the Hexicans are already fucking Hexicans. They're all this. They love you, and if you do the content well, they're gonna love you. And if you're nice, they'll love you. But I don't care about Hexicans when it comes to my content at all. Zero. I don't think unless it's like informative that could help them, but they already know what's Gucci. Like they already know what's good. Let's talk to the bodybuilders that are so smart and so ready for long-term gratification in their financial world. Like those guys are so easy to reach because they're already disciplined. They're so disciplined.
You got to punch outside of your circle. Like this, I mean, I see so much content that's just one big circle jerk of, isn't Hex awesome, guys? Yeah, Hex is great. Yeah, soggy cracker. Someone's got to eat it. Basically what you got to do is go get your gym bros community, get your gym rat community. And there's a lot of people there that are focused on self-improvement. I know there's overlap. I mean, who doesn't want to make money? Who doesn't want to make money? So I like what you guys are doing. If you guys are slinging to different audiences, there's so many pockets of people that are so much bigger than crypto.
The fitness audience is just disgusting. Like it's endless. It never ends. It's a black hole. The fitness community, there's more 16-year-olds on steroids in 2022 than I've ever seen in my life. It's ridiculous. It's just as bad as like the scam industry. So just as much as you think the scam industry is, the scam in crypto, it's bad. It's rampant. It's like cancer. I mean, but
the market size of fitness, just because it's been around for decades and decades and decades, is just gargantuan compared to the size of crypto. Coffee, when you look at your analytics, what do you do for marketing? Like if you look at your analytics, right, you've got your main sources of traffic and then you have your external sources of traffic. What are like the top 3 or 4 sources for external traffic? And then how do you drive those?
Let me check right now for you. Hold on a second.
Dope. See, because I'll let you know what mine is, what you're pulling that up. So 2.9% of my, actually I can probably share this. 2.9% of my total traffic comes from.
What are you clicking on? Oh, okay, you're pulling it up.
I just shared it. Okay, so let me make this.
I see. Reach.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah, I'll show mine. I have no problem showing mine.
So the total in terms of external traffic, 2.9% of my total is external of the total traffic. So it's a relatively small amount. But obviously, if I can get this to grow to even 4% or 5%, this drastically increases
All right, so real quick,
the effect of the algorithm.
Explain everyone where we're at right now, because I kind of want to know too. So traffic source external. So that's going to be, and then if you go down, does it say, what's the other traffic source?
External. So you're getting into your analytics.
Within the YouTube. So there's within the YouTube and there's without YouTube.
So this is most of it. This is like 97% of the total traffic sources. This is shorts. So 42% of my shit is from shorts.
Wow.
Crypto.
Oh yeah, no.
Crypto. You needed to be on this. Like this, I got 233,000 views over the last 30 days, and a decent portion of that, like 80, maybe 85% of that came from shorts. Like it's so there's massive opportunity.
Well, that just tells me that people should be using TikTok as well, because a short is basically they tried to copy what TikTok was doing, and we're not on TikTok enough. But if you do make a short, you can also go ahead and post it onto TikTok. So it's a 60-second video. Can I see some of yours that got a lot of views?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'll pull this back up and I'll find one.
Yeah, fine. Just take your time and find one of those. Yeah. So this is I'll let you know my strategy kind of just and see what you guys think about what I'm this is just like my natural strategy. I have no real background. So it's kind of just what I've felt and noticed over the years. So I'm on every platform. There's no platform I'm not on. As far as the major 5. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm on all of them. I have over the suggested amount of followers for each one of them, like to the point where you're like, in the mix or whatever the number is for each one, except YouTube actually. So I haven't done that one yet. But so I'm just doing my live streams for now. As far as the workload, it's taking me a certain amount of time to do all this stuff, but it'll shrink over time. I'm doing my live stream every day at 11, and then I'm clipping it with I can't do it without a producer. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know how. He's too good, and I can't do it as well as him. It would take me another year to get on that level right now. So I'm just going to accept the help that someone's giving me. But people like to help me too, because I'm going 100% and they know it. Like I'm going for whatever this is. I just want to make good content. Like I just want to do this now. Just like Coffee said, he's like, you decided to do it. And I was like, you're right. I just decided to be a content creator. It's really all I did. I didn't think of it like that. I thought of it like I'm quitting my job, but really I'm just being a content creator now.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's amazing feeling. It's empowering. It is empowering.
Let me pull this up for you guys. Let me share it. So I have multiple channels. So the 233,000 views is across platforms.
Hold on one second.
Yeah. Okay. So see this right here? This is only, I don't know what your analytics, you might be like, oh yeah, he's only getting this many, but like this is, been helpful for me is the YouTube shorts. So this one, in this 1 hour, I got 671 views, but you get to see over the last 60 minutes, it's trending up. So I look down here and I'll just click 60 minutes here. This video here, PulseChain and HEX cards, like literally I'm driving to the beach. I'm on the way home from the beach and my girlfriend's like, wait, that car says HEX on it. Oh, that one says Paul something on it. And so I pulled in and
it was Crypto Sparbuck team. He didn't even know it was them. He was passing them.
This was like 3 weeks ago. I'm like 2 weeks into like crypto.
So and Abit came on the stream to chat for the first time that day, and like 30 minutes later, he was passing them at the gas station, and they had never known of each other before. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
Wow.
So
this
one here is 118 views. Like I don't know what yours normally get, right? So this channel over the last 48 hours has 4,500 views, right? This specific video, which is an 8-second clip, right, of just me like, oh, hey guys, check this out, 2 fucking cards, right, is 122 views over the last 60 minutes. I have one, let me stop this and I'll go to the other channel. You
ever thought about vlogging Crypto Coffee?
Vlogging? I mean, I've thought about like some more of my personal life and stuff, just kind of like.
More so just not crypto.
I've thought about it for sure. It seems fun.
I think you would do well.
Yeah. People probably want to know what I do behind this.
But even if it's just like gym and shit, like if you have a good attitude throughout your day, which you probably do. I mean, everyone fucking hates shit sometimes, of course. Yeah. But as long as you have a good attitude, like the cool thing about vlogging, I think, and I haven't done it yet because I can't afford a camera, but I'm going to buy a camera next. I'm going to do all the same shit I'm doing anyway. I'm just going to record it.
Yeah.
So I'm not changing up at all. I'm just going to say my schedule is my schedule. Let me just learn how to record it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do and see what happens. Because there's no room to switch up when you're busy. Like you can't really switch up shit. Just like you were saying yesterday, you're like, I'm still in this apartment. I'm still doing this thing because like I've been busy as fuck. Like you haven't taken that time to be like fruits of your labor. You're just still grinding it out because that's what you decided to do at this moment. Not everyone can decide to do something else.
Check out this one that I just sent you. So this one just got 1,000 views in the last 48 hours.
Coffee should do TikTok. Crypto stylist. I agree. How are you doing this morning? I was just telling them you were getting me a coffee in the other room. They weren't believing me.
Me and Crypto Stylist have something really big coming up. We're excited. So
whoa,
keep your mouth shut.
You want to make a clip of it?
No. It'll probably be later today. Actually, we're gonna make a video. So
okay, keep tuned on Crypto Coffee. He's coming out with a big thing. I kind of know what it is, but I don't know specifics. But I know it's freaking amazing. And guys, make sure you're paying attention. Notifications on, Mr. CC.
So you talked about the content, right? And I'm 100% believer it's the content. The production quality is an afterthought for me. It does have an impact, but the biggest piece is the quality of the content. And like you need reps, you need bats, right? Like somebody makes one video and they're like, oh, I only got 60 views. It's because you get to continue. So can you talk about the quality of the content, but also like the originality of it? Because I don't watch other people's content. Like I don't consume other people's content.
You can't.
There's not enough time in the day. You're making it right. But it's about what you say and how you say it. It's really just about having an original thought, not just copying someone else's video verbatim, which I've seen, and it's fucking sad. It's like just go for a walk, man. Just go for a walk and thoughts will just come to you. Like I think people just rat brain all day and like doom scrolling through Twitter and stuff, and they don't have time to actually have any original thoughts. So their thoughts just become an amalgamation of everybody else's hive mind thoughts. And what you want is original content. Yeah, cream or sugar. Actually, I do black.
Me too, bro. No, come on, we got to keep those abs ready for summertime.
Yeah, exactly. It's right around the corner. But I mean, you got to try to have an overlap of what's personally interesting to you versus what you think would be interesting with the audience. It's like a Venn diagram, and the part where you guys overlap and mesh that's the stuff that really gets a lot of resonation and views. So, but it turns out like most of the stuff you think is interesting, a lot of other people will think is interesting too. So I wouldn't like overthink it too much. I would just like keep a notepad or a OneNote or whatever it is, and just write down like interesting ideas, and then all it takes is one idea, and you can do a quick 10-minute video on one single idea, or maybe two or three ideas if they're like, a bulleted list of like, people like lists as well. So top 3 reasons why you should buy HEX, or top 7 reasons, like, or like, this is what happens when you press the emergency end stake button. You know what I mean? Like something that just drives people's attention. Like,
I tell people too, you can do a majority of your like, this is the TikTok advice I give people: 80% legit information, then 20% funny shit. Just do funny shit with your buddies.
That's
like you just like a little bit of funny shit. Like, oh, there's a trend. Let me do one funny thing every once in a while. It's gay.
But it doesn't matter. It works for you, but like it might not work for other people. But the originality piece of it, maybe they like tea, or like they like their thing, and bringing that uniqueness in is what Crypto Coffee is talking about. Like whatever your uniqueness is,
it's just so different. That forward.
Yeah,
it's so different. Like I'm thinking to myself as like when I started YouTubing, I thought of myself as a guy who was running a show. I didn't think of a YouTube video maker because I had never done that, right? I had never made a video before other than like a quick TikTok. So I was like, the way to me, I never even thought about making a video. I said, I'm going to have a show. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm a showman, right? Like, I like to be, this is kind of who I am. And I am very social and I like to hang out with everyone. I'm very extroverted. So like, I was like, this is a place where I can bring the best people in crypto, but instead of being a little bullshitter and a little pussy, ooh, another one.
I think it's all right. I think you can.
No, I know, but like the people, they get so offended now about everything I say. But people everyone's so fucking afraid to be themselves because they think people are judging you. Nobody gives a fuck about you at all. 0%. No one cares. I mean, other than your family and like a girl and like your 2 boys. Literally.
But in reality,
I used to live my whole entire life thinking other people would have some judgment that would change something about something that would occur in my life. It never did that once occur. Everyone, when I got arrested, everyone said, fuck you. Yeah. Literally, fuck you. When I got sober, they said, we don't want to hang out with you anymore because you don't drink. And when you know, it's just the same thing. And I was just like, everyone's fake. I want to escape it. I wanted to escape it so bad because when you go through drug stuff, I don't know anyone's story, but when you go through drug stuff and make it to the other side of that, you realize that nobody fucking cares about you when you're at your lowest, except your family.
Well, think about anybody who's died, even if they're famous. Like Michael Jackson died. People pretend to care for 20 minutes, right? And then they move on with their life. That's just life. It's not like a bad thing or a good thing. It's just you have to recognize that you don't live your life for what other people think. You live your life for yourself. Like, I couldn't care less what my girlfriend or my parents or my friends think. Like, I don't give a shit about that. It doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to live my life for me. Go. So I wanted to ask you about like anything that you're seeing in terms of your analytics or like so for me, I'm like, TikTok 2 years ago was like I was getting 5 million views a month, right? And now that's gone away. But now on YouTube Shorts, that's over indexing, right? Like that's 80% of my views, and it's like allowed me to substantially increase my growth rate across like what I'm doing. Are you noticing anything like that? Or maybe it's content, maybe it's not the location, but maybe it's like this type of content is over indexing, because sometimes you notice that too.
Right. Well, that's cool, man. I mean, it makes me think I need to get into more short-term stuff. I've only got 2 YouTube Shorts out there. I've got like 2 TikToks. And apparently those are getting a lot more views. I'm sure it's because it takes less attention span, right? But if you're wondering where my external sources come from, it's 20% Google search, then Twitter, then Facebook. Surprisingly, I don't know who's sharing my stuff on Facebook.
There's big WhatsApp groups on Facebook. There's a PulseX, PulseChain, and HEX group on Facebook, and they actually have some pretty good traffic on there for sure.
What was the first one you said? External traffic. What's the total?
Google search. So
what's the total of your traffic? Like right above that.
20% from Google
20% from external sources. That's amazing.
Oh, from external sources? No, 20% from Google search is the top external source. So, yeah, only 5% from external sources is from my total traffic.
That's still higher than mine. Mine's at 3%.
Okay.
So and that's tremendously helpful for the algorithm. Are you doing anything to market? Are you doing anything to market your channel at all?
No, see, I'm just one guy. I mean, I could have a team that like focuses and doubles down on like all the external traffic sources, and it would be nice to have that. I would love a video editor and stuff, but I don't want to pay for one. And I mean, I'm doing okay like without it.
There's 300 people in this community right now that would do that for you for free.
Yeah, but would they do it well?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
There's professionals
quality, you gotta pay for it.
That's true too, but like people are going to see you as an opportunity, and then that's okay. It's okay for it to be like, can we maybe work together in the future if I'm very good at what I do? And then you can maybe say yes. If you're really
anybody
good.
Wants to do social media marketing and video editing for free in the chat, please shoot me a message.
Yeah, learn. That's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And because someone had faith in me and they said, I see potential in you. Do you see potential in me? And I said, if your work's really good and my work's really good, let's work together later. But if it's not on both sides, you can dip and I'll dip. It's a clean cut. If you're not, because right when you sign a contract, you become a little butt slave, and then to the person, to whoever's making the money, right? Like, you don't want to be a butt slave. That's like the only thing, unless you like butt slaving. So don't judge here.
Are you one of the things that I also noticed so after I like release a video, I go through kind of like a 5-minute sequence of marketing the video, or maybe it's a little longer than that, but I'll go through and like share it to several spots and then share it inside of Facebook groups, but it's natively uploaded because I want the macro attention, because it's okay if they come to YouTube, but it's also okay if they go to my Facebook watch page. So I'll like just take the native content, because then it's like less friction for people, and I'll put it into the Facebook groups, and like that has been like tremendously valuable for me.
Gotcha.
Like,
interesting.
What do you notice the same type of thing in a specific topic sense?
Well,
go ahead.
I only have the time to really focus on, Twitter and YouTube, right? Like any more than that, and like I'm just one guy again, you know what I mean? So it's like I'll go through the rounds of like I'll post everything and all the
I'm like, I'll work for this guy. Like,
I
because
mean,
it's
hey,
like there's so much potential because you're like a fucking celebrity in Hex. So like anyone that even figures out about Hex is
weird,
gonna
right?
figure out about you
So
like
weird.
right away.
No, you never would have thought that 2 years ago, right?
No.
I'm
I mean,
sure
if you
it
look at some of my
would've
old
happened.
videos, it's pretty cringe, and like I'm just trying to keep things non-cringe. Like I'm trying to de-cringify the space because it's pretty bad. But anyway, yeah. So I'll go through my little rounds of I'll post on all the Telegram channels that are relevant. I'll post on my Twitter, and my Twitter is really just a way to funnel back into YouTube. And I really want to like focus and hone in on the YouTube platform because that's where my revenue comes from. So I want to double down on my revenue source rather than expand into multiple revenue sources. That's probably the way to do it, in my opinion, because people get too frazzled. They get too disconnected when they're trying to put their attention and divide it between 5 different things. You're only going to you have this thing called like switchover cost or like opportunity cost of like having your mental framework having to be in another world. And so I don't know if Facebook is a good way to make money, but I'm doing this so I can support myself and so I can, spread the good word. So it's got to be a win-win for me. YouTube is paying me the most money in terms of advertising revenue. And then I also get to funnel people directly to my courses through the YouTube descriptions and everything in each video. So, that's hexpassiveincome.com. If you guys are new to crypto, check it out and teach you how to get rich in crypto. But yeah, I don't think when people sometimes divide their attention between so many sources, they actually end up because imagine you have 100% total attention and then you divide it in between 2 different things, but it takes 10% of your attention to switch over. So really you're only that's 90% total, and you're really only able to commit 45% of your total attention to each platform because you're spending 10% of your time switching.
What if you shifted it potentially to think about it as the focus is the content? You're going to put it onto the platform and continue doing what you're doing. It's already created. You're not changing anything that you do already. There's literally an upload button on Facebook, and when you upload to YouTube, you upload to Facebook exact same moment, and that's it. You could literally, that's it. You're literally just press the upload button on the Facebook lock page, use the same exact title, same exact thumbnail that you use for YouTube, and it's done. And you don't need to do anything else because
I didn't know that.
There's people on Facebook. Then that's literally how I do it. Sometimes I don't share it in the groups, so I just literally upload it because I know that there's people on Facebook that don't use YouTube. Like to us, that's like a foreign concept. You're like, well,
there's so many people that don't use YouTube, dude. It's so weird. I'm like, I have been watching YouTube for 6 hours a day since I was freaking 11. Like, when I need information, I just listen to shit and go about my life.
No, that's good to know. I mean, it's a good perspective to have. I'm glad you guys brought it up because I hate Facebook, but just because I hate it doesn't mean, everyone else does.
I agree.
It's a little more family, like adulty, but like you can put reels on there and nobody's taking advantage of the algorithm, and like you're everyone that the person searches for PulseX. Like there's like 3 guys and one of them's me. And guess what? When PulseX goes to the moon, I'm going to be the 3rd guy or the 1st guy or the 2nd guy. In every single platform, I post PulseX and I see who's posting PulseX shit. No one. Very little. There's like Super Hex Win and a couple in El Hexadente and a couple guys, but really only a few that show their face. So it's like, it's just, I'm sitting here like, I don't even know what to do, but I'm just going to keep doing it because it's like, once this blows up, I'm going to need to be in the position where I want to be in the position. I mean, I don't need to do anything, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Super Hex Win and El Hexadente, they're killing it. I'm glad they're keeping on doing TikTok because we need more people on there. And that was probably going to be my next foray into. But the thing is with TikTok, it's like you have to make brand new content and you have to think about what hits hard in a 60-second window. So I'll have to spend some time thinking about like how to make it work.
What about potentially? I try to put out a lot of content because I have multiple channels that I do, and like this is what I do for a living. I don't but mine's like based on a business where the YouTube revenue is a very small piece for me. Where like the other stuff comes in from business outside of it. But you put out. You're like, as far as I know, I don't know the space as well as he does, but you're probably one of the biggest guys in the Hex PulseX community, I would think, right? Based upon what GRC's told me, I think, right? You're one of the biggest guys.
He's the number 1 YouTuber. I think he's the number 1 YouTuber.
Richard Hart. We got to hand Richard Hart that title.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
So you're already creating gold, right? In the sense like people are watching it, people are enjoying it, you're continuing to grow, and you like maybe don't have the time, but the work is already done in terms of that. And little bits, in terms of creating for TikTok, little bits and pieces can just be transplanted over to TikTok that drive people back to your YouTube channel for the full video. So like you said something cool in a 20-second clip, right? Like you're saying something and it drives people back to either your course in like a link tree and or YouTube channel. Like the link tree could be there. Those are the two options that people have. And every single description, you just be like, check out the profile, and some percentage of the people go back and check. And I'm like literally repurposing content from other places. And I got like 38,000 or something views over on TikTok from repurposed content and over in other places. I made like 1 or 2 original pieces over.
I'm going to say a couple of things real quick so I don't flip and forget, because I keep forgetting to talk to the chat. Guys, can I talk to the chat for 1 second? I've totally been a total bad host. This is a show and I should have more respect. Just kidding, guys. How's everyone doing? I'm rolling all the way to the top. And we're going to get flexing pictures with coffee. Yes, that's not right now. That's right before he leaves. We get the flex pick.
I can't wait.
It's the best. It's every single person that's come on here. I've just gotten a nice big old flex pick with, so we're just going to keep that up. Guys, Benny Blanco, JR, my boy. Good morning, everyone. Ninja Chopsticks, Hex Hodler. Always wondering what Gym Rat coffee would taste like. Looking forward to this one.
Nasty.
It sounds sweaty. Gonna be a gooder. Hope everyone is having a great day. Had a great chat with Cryptographics. That guy's very open-minded, very spiritual, very fun to talk to, very insightful. It's nice to talk to someone who can punch back intellectually a little bit, and he does. Everything he says, he has a point and he has thoughts and he has prior experience. It's very nice to listen to. He's a pro. And his setup's cool. Cryptographics, my boy. Crypto Mans. Good to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you in here. Good morning, T-Bird. Orca, coffee with GRC. Let's go, guys. I was a little hesitant to make this called Hex in the morning because of the whole, you're a Hex guy, but at the same time, it's I think Hex is going to be such a brand name at some point that I don't even care. As much more popular. I just think it's going to be more tongue-in-cheek than people think it will be. I think Hex, it is such a short word, just like Richard said, it's catchy, it's small, it's short, that it isn't really as even have to be at Hex in the morning. Oh, Hex in the morning, whatever. That's Hex in the morning. I don't know exactly. And then people can dive in. Obviously, they figure out about Hex, figure out about PulseChain. So I was a little bit Hex in the morning for the show name. It's kind of puts you in a box. But I'm let me just break through that barrier and just be fuck that. Because Hex is my favorite financial product for sure.
I'm so glad it's hex.com now. Remember when it was hex.win?
I never was around. I've never typed in hex.win.
It was hex.win for maybe the first 6 months. And then Richard said, hey, I've got this really big announcement. And he said that on Twitter. And he never says he has an announcement, right? So that was his only announcement, was that he bought the hex.com domain from, I don't know how much he paid for it. A three-letter dictionary definition, .com, that probably paid tens of thousands of dollars for it. It used to be the Helsinki Exchange or something, so he was just waiting for that guy to sell it, and he was just waiting with his finger on the button. So that was pretty cool, because just having a .com is so much better than a .win or anything else. It's another tip for you guys.
It's hard to even look at anything but .com. I get so pissed when I have to do it.
What trends have you seen over the last 2 to 3 years? Because I don't get the context. I don't get the intuition built up because of brand. If you ask me about the fitness industry, I can tell you.
Stay with that question one more time. I have to use the bathroom, and I'm just going to let you guys talk for a second. Guys, if you haven't already, I forgot to do all my little shtick that I wrote down. But if you haven't already, please hit the sub. Please share this out. I have to piss really quick. I'm going to let these guys go at it a little bit, and then I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So I get to see the trends in the fitness industry because that's what I'm in or whatever. But because I've been in that for so long, I get to see how things are changing over time. You've been in this, you said it's 2015. So what things are some of the things that you see emerging or changing?
Well, it's hard because I don't watch a lot of content anymore. I used to watch it all the time, and I used to suck like it used to eat up like hours of my day just watching really pointless TA videos from people like Tone Vase or Benjamin Cohen. Yeah, and basically those videos are the price could go up or down or it could go sideways. I don't know. You got to be ready for every situation. And it's like, oh wow, I just wasted like 20 minutes of my life, and I don't even and I get the false sense of security that I learned something. So either I mean, last time I paid attention, crypto was either shitty TA videos or coin shilling of the flavor of the week videos, which are primarily paid shills. In which case, by the time you hear about it, you're the one being dumped on. You're the product at that point. So it's really just heinous, just awful stuff out there. And I think BitBoy, the guy with the most subscribers, I think he finally saw the light, and he finally was able to. I want to say that BitBoy saw the light and changed his path where he doesn't do as much paid content anymore. But a lot of YouTubers don't last long in the space because they get called out for all their bullshit. And I've seen a lot of people come and go. A couple of people that stuck around were like Chico Crypto maybe, or Benjamin. And that's just because they do, Chico Crypto was shilling shit coins, but it was coins that he actually researched himself and he thought he was finding the next gems. He wasn't paid or anything. So I do have to give Chico credit because he didn't actually sell out as much. Maybe he did a little bit, but not as much as the other YouTubers. And the ones that did sell out, they just kind of go away and you never hear from them again. So the 2017 bubble, we saw a lot of turnover in YouTubers. Some of the top guys, people like box mining and stuff, their reputations were tarnished and ruined after they lost all their followers, 85, 95% of their money. And then it paves the way for a new batch of guys to come in. And I think we're going to see that right now again, because crypto is cyclical, we're going to see a new wave of YouTubers die and then a new wave of YouTubers come up and take the lead. And I would love if that was HEX, PulseChain, and PulseX YouTubers. I would love that because those are my bags. And I think if we all can pump our bags together, we can define the narrative of crypto, of what's up and coming for the next, 3 to 5 years or however long that we can do it. We need to, I think there's a perfect opportunity here because you can see if you're a brand new YouTuber, you can just put, PulseChain in your title and you'll get a couple thousand subscribers off the bat, no matter what. So here now is a really good time to establish your brand and your position if you want to get involved in this social media crypto game, because there's a lot of opportunity on the table here. There's a lot of new projects coming out with PulseChain, and it's kind of like the new thing for a while. And you're always gonna have guys in the background like your Benjamin Cohen that's just doing your daily, are we okay in Bitcoin? And it's really just people like that daily affirmation of please daddy, tell me everything's gonna be okay, pump my bags. But also it's just like people need someone to hold their hand and just talk them off a cliff a lot of the times, because there's a lot of emotionally crypto brings in some of the smartest of the smartest and some of the darkest of the darkest, people, right? And so a lot of people are just sitting around hoping and dreaming, and they just want someone to tell them that their bag is going to pump, and that's all a lot of crypto YouTube is, unfortunately. So I think we have a good opportunity to change the game, to make things better, and to put out quality content. So if we're talking about cycles, social media is cyclical as well. So let's out with the old, in with the new.
I agree that social media got super fake and it worked, and now the scale's going the other way, and people are like, it's so saturated with fake. Yeah, I'm so saturated with fake.
You I think highlighted on something that we see in the macro sense of around the narrative, like HEX, Pulse, and PulseX, right? Because I mean, you guys probably understand more than I do, but I see what's happening, and the essence of it, right, is good. The essence of it is good, long-term gratification type stuff, right? And when we look back 25 years ago, we see that who controlled the narrative, right? You had 3 networks, and you had the television in those 3 networks, you had the radio, and you had newspaper, and they controlled that narrative. Well, now we get to control the narrative. Right. So there's not that trash. Yes, this trash is still out there, but the good stuff wins in the end, in my opinion. The good is always going to win in the end. There might be periods of time where it's there's censorship happening. There's a lot of stuff that gets put down, right? But in the end, the good stuff wins. And I see that I was talking to whoever we had on yesterday. I apologize, I don't remember the name, but with HEX and Tesla. So I followed Tesla for 10 years, invested in stuff in Tesla. And then there was an awakening period where the FUD was like, dude, you just kept proving it wrong year after year after year after year. And then at one point, it was like fucking skyrocket, right? Like, no. And I can see the same thing happening with HEX. Like, what are your thoughts on like that?
Well, all we have is gates. I mean, when the gates lift, that's what's going to happen. When CoinMarketCap lists things on the first page, like properly, what do you think is going to happen? You know, when the HEX Investment Trust goes live and people are putting millions of dollars into a fund that only buys and never sells, what do you think is going to happen to the price? When a fiat on-ramp opens, which is all being worked on, it just takes time. So everywhere around you, you see gatekeeping. It's just opportunity. It's just times that for the gates to lift. And it's like, people talk shit about Tesla not being profitable. They did that with Amazon too. And then the more you just keep winning in the face of adversity, like it's just going to be awesome. And I would love if we pulled a Tesla. We're still pre-viral. And what that really means is, you know, if you look at the S curve of adoption, sorry, I'll do it this way. You know, we're at this part of the hockey stick right here. Like you are here. And we're about to go here, like totally parabolic. You think we've gone parabolic already, but like look at the log chart. When the log chart looks parabolic, that's a real parabola. When the log chart looks linear, like it kind of does now, that's relatively linear growth. I guess you can look at the user count. You know, look at the number of active stakers. It's relatively linear. Imagine when that goes parabolic.
Okay, so that's such an interesting data point. I do like a video once a week where I cover. I'll compare kind of PulseX and PulseChain, because if you want to understand, say, maybe which one could perform better, which one's going to have more demand. So if, instead of like just conjecture and just fucking made up opinion, like let's take a look at some data. So I'll look at like Google Trends, YouTube search volume on there, views on terms of like, you know, PulseX crypto, PulseChain crypto, and see which other top 10 videos that got the most views, which one of those. Hashtag usage on Instagram, hashtag usage on TikTok, the growth
hashtag rate. Usage changes so much from platform to platform. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense.
But you get a much broader sense of like what is actually
like Instagram. Place. Richard Hart doesn't have but 100 people hashtagging his name, but on Twitter and TikTok, it's like viral. You know what I mean? It's like it's a weird. If I posted a clip that no one had posted yet of Richard Hart right now onto my TikTok, it would get 50,000 views. I wouldn't, but you know, I want to have good content too. Like I don't want to steal from Richard Hart all day long either. Like,
but I mean that's okay too.
But like
you can do that. But
I have my face out here. It's just not my.
Yeah. You might as well.
Right, but like for someone who's behind the scenes, if you just want to post content, of course, spam as much RH shit as you can.
I think that's what HEX is doing, right? Like that's what.
Yeah, but he's doing that specifically. Like that's clearly what he's doing. He does that for every video. It's really.
It's awesome. It's great. Yeah.
He gets 1 million fucking views on like every 10th video. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, dude. Guys like that is going to break through the ice, dude. Like that stuff sticks different with the plebs.
What is that person? What does this person do?
So he does Richard Hart clips. Go to El Hexidente on TikTok. El Hexidente.
Yeah, he just pulled in 1 million views on like a couple months ago. He must be on like a couple million now because like.
Well, I don't know. I haven't looked. My TikTok.
I haven't looked either.
Strengthening.
So crypto coffee. That's another thing that you like that works, right? So I did TikTok heavy 2 years ago where I was getting, you know, the max I got was 5 million in a month, but it was easily between 1 to 5 million a month. And
wow.
It's crazy.
You were like texting me at that time and you were like, dude, shit's like getting crazy on TikTok. And I was
trying to tell him to get on TikTok.
I was like, whatever. Like I'm
smoking. But what I found is if you Google like Sam Stoll like Tesla on YouTube, you'll see that people take my content from TikTok and they put it on their own channel. And there's videos of me in my Tesla talking about it that have, there was one with 11 million views on TikTok. I'm sorry, that were on YouTube. It's literally just repurposing content that was successful on TikTok and then putting it onto YouTube. That's literally all these channels are doing. And they're taking my content, right? Because it was the thing back in the day, right? And they're literally putting it on YouTube and it's getting millions of views, which then again is a peripheral because then they're like, well, it's this Sam Stoll. Like he says something intelligent or says something stupid. Let me go check him out. And then they'll like find my shit through that way. So if you have like,
let me look at
content
this real quick.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me while this is up? Yes. Okay. So this is El Hexidente. He's a friend of mine. He's really cool. I don't know him personally, so that's probably up to whoever
He's
knows
really
him.
cool.
But
I met him.
yeah, I've heard he's really cool, is what I mean. So like he just posts Richard Hart videos. Now, there was a time when this shit's pumping, dude. When RH is pumping hard, like it was when it was going to 54 cents, I mean, it was getting a little out of control. But in times right now,
well, click on. I bet he does multiple videos a day. Click on that video and then go back 4 videos. Like,
all right, let's see.
See when he posted.
This one is 14 hours ago, and then let's go here. This one was 5 days ago. So he might be slowing down too. Like he's never like made a pledge to be like he kind of seems like he might just be like, who knows? He could be working a full-time fucking gig. Like he might not be optimizing for his RH videos, but more so doing it as a service as he goes. Like, so that's the thing about HEX content. It's like a lot of it, it's the motive. You got to find the motivation of the person, right? Like who's putting money in their bank account. So who is putting money in Coffee's bank account? He'll probably say fucking nobody except me. Right?
YouTube.
You know what I mean? But like YouTube's not a person that you can fucking talk to.
Yeah. You know? Well, myself, man, I sell courses. I have a website.
Yeah.
So. Can you talk about your courses? Like
Please.
Why? Like talk about. There's another guy that I like. So the only places that I consume content really at this point, sometimes podcasts, depending on what I'm doing, I might listen to a little bit of a podcast. Or, when I'm taking a shit or something like that, I might be like scroll a little bit on Instagram on the Explore page or scroll a little bit on TikTok. But those are the only things that I'm like consuming is like some podcasts. There's a really good one I'm listening to and a little bit of those things. And there's somebody who has a course and it's all around crypto related stuff. I haven't really I'm just seeing it peripherally. So can you talk about yours and like the value that somebody gets out of it?
Yeah, so it's for an absolute beginner in crypto. If you're brand new to crypto, this course is definitely for you. It's going to teach you not only how to make not only what is HEX, how to buy HEX, when to buy HEX, how to stake it. It basically takes you from zero to hero in terms of knowing nothing about crypto to a full HEX staking ladder. So I try to nudge people into a healthy behavior in cryptocurrency, which I think the healthiest thing you can do in crypto in order to make money is delay gratification. So I'm really straight up with people. I'm honest about how crypto is a get rich slow scheme. You're not going to get rich overnight. You need to have a multi-year time horizon. And then I start off with mindset, looking at what crypto's done in the past, things like terminology. We have all this crazy lingo that people might not understand. So if you're coming in to one of our videos and we're talking about whales and getting wrecked and liquidity and all this crazy stuff, like what does that even mean? So I literally have like a terminology breakdown. Then I have I have a segment about security, how to not get hacked. So like how to, change your settings on Telegram, like the little tricks you can do. Don't give out your seed words. Don't respond to imposters. And after you've done those two, mindset and security, then you're ready for, what is HEX, how to buy HEX. And then you're ready for, how to stake HEX, how to set up a staking ladder. And I'm going to be adding to the course. I mean, for people that already have bought the course, they're going to get all the updates for free when it happens. But when PulseChain goes out, I'm going to be adding everything I know that's useful about PulseChain and that's useful about PulseX. It's all centered around how to make money and actually reach financial freedom through HEX, PulseChain, and PulseX. And it's really short, simple, packaged information. It's a low ticket item, right? So it's not like this mastermind, right? I haven't created this like $1,000 course. It's only $200, and there's a coupon right now for 25% off. So it's a limited time coupon. It's pretty cheap, for the amount that you're actually gonna
everything costs about $700 these days. So anything that's under $700, right? That's like, okay, so someone's like,
well, here's the thing, and it's good. So you can have this course permanently, so you don't have to ask me for help every time. You can just go refer. All the useful links are in the course, and like all the useful videos. They're one of a kind videos that aren't live on YouTube. That's the website hexpassiveincome.com. There's also an affiliate program. So if you guys are into affiliate marketing, you can sell and get 40% of all the revenue from the course, which means for every $200 course, you would make, what is that, like $80? So, so it's actually pretty profitable to be an affiliate as well. But basically what this does is if you buy the course or if you sell the course to somebody, it helps pump your bag because you're onboarding somebody into HEX. And what this is basically a HEX onboarding tool and a greater crypto onboarding tool in general. So you don't have to bother me. You don't have to ping me 9 times a day. You can always just go refer back to the videos. I figure this is a better way to onboard somebody than like a live one-for-one consulting program because, if you're going to forget some things that the person said. Yeah, and people they're going to forget, right? So if you talk through them one-on-one, then they're going to also feel like you're always going to be there for them, and you can't be because there's only so much time in a day. So why not package all the information in a nice structured way? This is step 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can always go back and refer to it. you have the course for life. There's no subscription model. There's no BS like that. Just a one-time payment, one and done. HEX passive income, and it learns how to. Go ahead.
Crypto coffee is like the essence of what is taking place. We all know, and I'm assuming I didn't even talk to you, but like I'm assuming you know how broken the fucking school system is, and literally is what you're doing is what needs to be done to solve that fucking issue. Is more people need to be doing what you're doing to provide value. If you think about $200, you're like, oh my God, that's $200. Yeah. Think about wasting 4 years of your fucking life going to school to learn trash that you'll never ever use in the rest of your life. Right. Like, versus like $200. And you're gonna have student loans. So student loans,
$800 of bills per month. Like that's what I've decided to do with my life, guys. Like I've decided to make my overhead so low that I can't fail.
That's awesome.
I don't need any money. Like I literally am at this point. I'm like, $10,000 could last me 4 months. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous because I've committed to this though. If I wasn't committed, if I wanted to go party, drink, restaurants, no way. I used to do that stuff all the time. I just don't do that anymore.
Can I ask a business related question to there? You don't need to like give the details or whatever you're comfortable with. I'm happy. But how long did it take you to create that? And then how is sales?
Yeah, so that's why the course model is so effective, right? It takes you a lot of upfront work. It might have taken me, I don't know, I didn't count the hours, but maybe 100 hours. But then
so it's a course over like 2 to 3 months you created it, I would assume.
Yeah, I created this like about this time last year, actually. Maybe 2 years ago. I can't. No, I mean, last year. I've been selling them for only 1 year, and I think I launched it around April or May of last year. And they've been selling, and they pull in, a good amount of revenue. I would say $5K a month, $7K a month on a good month, and that's in addition to YouTube. So it's like it's enough to pay the bills and live well, and not have to sell your HEX either. So that's another thing. But the course model is so effective because everything that I add to it, which I will be revising the whole thing, because even in a year, you go back, you watch some of your old courses, and you're like, oh God damn it, that's so cringe. Like because you improve as a
you can do better.
Yeah, so I'm going to literally one by one redo every video. And everyone that's already bought the course, you get all that for free. And then I'm going to be appending to it, everything about PulseChain. Here's a little tip about how to earn money with PulseX, whatever. It's going to be more than just HEX passive income, but HEX passive income will always be the core of it. That's how people really make the money long term. But like I said, guys, it's a one-time deal. Probably it could be the best personal finance education you've ever received in your life in terms of bang for your buck. You know what I mean? And it will be getting better. So,
and I think it's like people who create courses sometimes in different communities get like a bad rep, but people don't realize like go to school, see how the fuck does that work for you? Like,
here's the thing: people DM me every day, all day, like, "Hey man, do you do one-on-one consulting?" It's like, no, but for literally the price of 1 hour, if I did do consulting, you could have 8 hours of all my knowledge packaged together that you can go reference anytime. It's like, why wouldn't you want that? So yeah, I mean,
I understand that both. I was one to sneak into people's DMs and give them money to talk to me one-on-one. I do that I've done that my whole life. But again,
I would do that. But if I said
also
yes to
paid
everybody,
for 10 to 12 paid courses in my life. Like I've definitely paid for probably 10 grand overall in paid courses throughout my life. Some of those being ruggy pulls. Some of those I got one of them told me not to free claim my Bitcoin that I had at the time.
Wow.
Yes, the one I was in. So the Bitcoin.
Use the Bitcoin
there. He said this. They didn't even mention the free claim. They didn't mention anything. He said Richard Hurst, the biggest scam artist I've ever seen in my entire life. They said he is going to go to jail 100%. And when you're in a paid course, you're like deferring. It's like you saying, like, I'm giving you money, dude. Please don't fuck me over. Right. I'm giving you a lot of money, right? Like, it's a good exchange.
The fact that you're still here is pretty impressive. That even after going through that, like,
and the guy messaged me saying Karma's a bitch. She's gonna get you in the ass because I called him out. I was like, dude, really? Like, fuck her, fuck you. And you know what? This guy, it was I don't like to say him anymore because they got too personal with me.
Fuck
it got too personal. So I was just like, fuck it. Like it started messaging different platforms. I was like, I'm done with this shit right away. Because at the end of the day, guys, people that sell themselves out for money only. Like, yes, you need income, you need to move forward, you need business opportunities, blah, blah, blah. Everyone wants to do shit as they move forward. No one wants to wake up and do nothing for the most part. Even lazy people, like they want to do something, right? They want to add value. When I wake up in the morning, money or no money, I hate my life if I have nothing to look forward to. I hate it. And it has nothing to do with my car or like I look forward to the gym. I look forward to making meals for myself. I look forward to drinking coffee and tea at night. Like I look forward, you dumb down your dopamine system a little bit. Dumb it down. You don't need to masturbate 3 times a day and fucking just be like,
you don't?
So hungover. So
you don't have a callus in your cock?
Wait, yeah, 6 times a day only. For T boosters. No, you got to look at porn while you're lifting weights. I just watched a video about looking up porn while you're it says it boosts your T. It boosts your T.
People will say anything, dude.
People literally say anything.
But, integrity is the most important when you're creating content if you actually want a brand long term. If you have no integrity, your brand's crumbled and you have to scoot to the corner of the internet where you can only find people that are desperate.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's how it works.
I want to make it just a stupid amount of money. But at the same time, I know that how to get there is to crypto, right? Help you. If there's any value I can provide, it's by doing the right thing to you. Gym rat, right? It's by helping you. Like I've been saying this to you for years. Like it's by the people who are in the comments and who are interacting on my shit. It's literally by giving them a shitload of value because the residual from that is just like stupid. It's just because right. If I'm like, hey, you need a ride to the airport and I give you a ride to the airport, how do you feel? You're like, oh, here's $20, right? You're just gonna feel that there's a need to give me $20. I know, man, don't worry about it. But now there's a emotional baggage or emotional debt that you feel you need to repay. Most people, not like obviously not everybody, but there's an emotional debt that people want to repay. So when you go through and you look at every single interaction, whether it's a comment, a video, and I'm providing value, then there's a teeny little bit of emotional debt from other people. I don't ever want to be an emotional debt to other people. I want them to feel that way towards me, not in the sense like, oh, I want to take advantage of people. I just never want to be in anybody else's sense. And I know the residual, even if I'm not like doing anything, just the tiny little bit of residual off that will build over time and it will escalate faster and faster. The more that at least that's how I view it or whatever. Yeah. And I'm assuming that you're, by being consistent, by constantly providing value in the YouTube, you're probably doing that without even realizing it.
Oh yeah, you've thought about it. The amount of value that we all give away for free is outrageous. I mean, but in order to have a foundational understanding, what I've realized is there's the whole goal of the course is to get people from zero to into crypto, from no coiners into crypto. And I figured, why not target that audience? Because when you think about the world, the segment of the world that's no coiners or that's not in crypto yet is still exponentially larger than the segment over here that's in crypto. And then once you're in, you can follow me for free and I'll keep you up to date on everything, all the ins and outs and tips and tricks, how to get rich, blah blah blah. But it's just like if I literally spent an hour giving a consulting lesson to everybody in my DMs, I would have like 0 hours a day to even eat. Like I wouldn't even be able to take a shit, you know what I mean? So it's a one-to-many communication. Like that's why it's a model that works. So again, I'm not even trying to. Thanks for letting me show, by the way, because I don't care if you buy it
on
or
the
not.
show, you get the shills, man. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we've all invested into the greatest financial products that have ever existed.
And helping people get on board with that.
Well, it's the history. It's not even that. It's like literally we're all invested in PulseX, PulseChain, and HEX. And like as moving forward, those are going to be things that you're even if you started fresh and even if freaking Crypto Coffee had no money, went to zero right now, like he would probably be straight in like a year and a half.
Hopefully.
No, because I'm saying like
because of what you learned
in products like this, and even if HEX wasn't a thing, even in crypto in general, you'd probably be able to do all right.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, guys. It's like the fact that we even understand the power of like YouTube communication, like how to buy a microphone, how to communicate effectively, how to not sound like a jack off. Like it's a lifelong skill that you can carry into any. And Sam, you already learned this from fitness, I'm sure. Like, you probably, from what I saw, like a lot of your clips and shorts were fitness related, right? So you're probably some guru in that space or something. But you can carry that over, into whatever the fuck you want. Woodworking, fucking, I don't know, whatever you're into, man. Like,
Crypto for me, right? Like I'm going
fashion. Like imagine if you're just anything, you could do fucking anything that your mind thinks of when you wake up in the morning. Anyway, do that because most people don't think about shit when they wake up. So you're ahead of
NoFap. You can literally. I saw a guy that makes a living on telling people not to jack off.
That sucks though because he knows he's like, come on, we all jerk it, dude. Stop lying to everyone.
Yeah, I think low fap is like the way.
Normal fap. Can we just say normal fap?
Like, but define
where you have a horrible whenever you're having an urge that overrides your system enough where you can no longer focus on the.
But what is normal?
You rip the jerk.
But what is normal? Twice a day for some people is normal.
Well, for
what is normal?
Make normal once every 2 days or something.
Okay, that's different, right? So I actually used to do that. I used to, and not that I like paid attention. I haven't really consumed a lot of content just in general. Even in the past, it was like only Tesla related stuff. And when I was younger, I was just like, okay, this is something I'm doing every single day, jerking off. And over the past 2 years, I was like, okay, well, I don't have time to do that shit anymore. I'm like, I just have other shit that's more important to me than doing that. And I'm just like naturally like done less of it.
You also care less as you get older. It's like the guy who's never had sex with a girl is going to be a lot more hyper motivated to like mess with his shit probably than someone who has like a generally healthy dating life and like goes out on occasion and like has maybe a girlfriend or two over the, you know what I mean? Like, it's like when I was 12, like my inspiration for doing those things was a lot different than now. It's because it's like, oh, you could do those things the right way. I think you could do all of this stuff the right way, guys. I don't think you have to like stop jerking forever.
Yeah.
Or like,
abstinence is, I mean, then again,
you'll be walking around leaking. If I did not masturbate, I would assault someone.
Hey man,
I would freak out. I'd be like, "Oh,
Nikola Tesla was celibate, but he also fell in love with a pigeon. So go figure.
Crypto Coffee had no idea what he was getting into, but I agreed to come on.
No, I'm changing the thumbnail now for clickbait. Jerk
Just make it a no fap. Yeah,
I'm like, coffee doesn't fap. Like.
That's the real secret. That's how you really get rich. What they don't want you to know.
It's just Richard like jerking off somewhere, like some bullshit. So that would get my channel would grow substantially if I did that, but my credibility as a content creator might suffer a little.
Well, the crazy thing is, even like a NoFap video would get more views than a crypto video. Like it's wild, man. People literally just make a living off like.
So
every one of them, like
that's like a lot of the population.
That's a lot of guys. And then they're like, I'm failing in school. I got my first cell phone. What do I do?
Yeah.
One of the things that I've noticed, you said like NoFap versus like crypto video. So one of the things that I've noticed by putting out content I've been online for like 10 years at this point. Like not consistent though, like not nearly consistent, but putting out content enough to, it's either, tens of videos per year or hundreds of videos per year. And because I've been in there for so long, you build up an intuition, just like crypto coffee, shit that I will never know because you built up an intuition about crypto, that space and just things that I will never, ever see. So when you put out content on the fitness side, you get to notice those things. And then what you learn, like as you were talking about, being able to communicate your ideas and just communicate in life, but making YouTube content allows you to help like with your relationships, allows you to help with business, allows you to help just anything in life. Well, putting out content in a fitness sense, I could see when things would like, oh, this area of content is overperforming for me. And the channel that I'm currently using for crypto, I wasn't really publishing much, maybe like once a month, a little bit here and there. And when I started to do things into crypto, I noticed that there is a pop in that, relatively speaking, which I wasn't. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. These videos are overperforming relative to what I was doing in this niche of, maybe it's just HEX and Pulse and stuff like that, but that it is overperforming relative to other content that I put out. But you guys are in the space more so and not necessarily doing any of the other stuff. So you don't get to necessarily see that, but you're actually like that stuff is over indexing, at least relative to somebody who's putting out content in other arenas too.
Good. That's awesome to hear. I mean, I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously individual topics within the niche as well. So like I could just make price prediction videos all day and get shit ton of views and then lose all my subscribers like in the next month or whatever. But people,
you think
people
that
are,
really would do that? You think it would replace with just more pleb crowd, and then the more dedicated crypto crowd would kind of just flounder away because they'd be like, man, this kind of is just dry.
Well, yeah, but we want the pleb crowd to become the dedicated crowd, right? So I will make a price prediction video, but then I'll tell you
Sprinkle.
why it matters to you, and then why price predictions actually aren't the right thing to be looking up, and what you actually want to do is long term. So like you need to get them in and then change their behavior too. So, but it's good to know that PulseX, PulseChain are trending, and HEX is actually trending now. Like it wasn't that way for a long time. Also for a long time, my quality sucked ass. So like I don't know if it was the quality or just being new and being launched in 2019, and everyone thought it was a scam. But I mean, you could really tell the tides are turning. It's pretty cool.
But you launched in 2019, and you got what 20,000? I just looked it up. 20,000.
Yeah, 20,000. Well,
that's very good growth.
But then 10,000 of those came in the last month. Right? You know what I mean? So it's like
that's the thing about YouTube growth is it compounds. It's like 100,000. It's just like a HEX, really. Like you get paid out in HEX, and it
compounds. You go from 100 to 1,000 in the same speed. You go from 1,000 to 10,000. You know what I mean?
So you've literally got like close to 10,000 in the last 30 days.
Well, I would say in the last since January. I think in January I was at 7K at the beginning of January. So like do with that what you will. It's been what 3 full months now. So
that's off an 1,100% pump too. So like the fucking shit got crazy, brother. Like it was crazy in the streets.
1,100%, but that was after another 100x pump. Even before you got in.
True. Yeah. So
how are you liking that? How are you liking those?
That's true. I didn't think about that.
How are you liking those analytics?
Oh, they're fucking great. I love watching them. That's what I really jerk off to, actually. I pull up the analytics dashboard. I'm like, ooh yeah, engagement.
So is that the content you actually consume? Is for me the content that I consume is people asking me questions, people DMing me, and that's how I get ideas for videos all the time. Yeah,
I'm all ears for video ideas. I mean, that's how I get a lot of my video content. I like to see what the comments are saying. When I see a lot of people asking the same question, I know it's going to be a good one. Like the one where you missed both sacrifice phases. I saw a lot of people asking, and it kind of makes sense. You're like, oh, duh. Like a lot of people got here late and they missed both sacrifices. Better make a video addressing that specific set of people. Like that'll probably get a lot of views if you guys choose to do one. Like, so you missed both sacrifices. Like you're talking to a lot of people right there. And like a big thing of it is just fucking intro. Okay. Don't even spend any time on like all this crazy logo branding stuff. Just start off right away with like addressing the 5 second. It's called the hook, right? Who are you addressing and why should they care? So you missed both sacrifice phases, but there's still stuff you can do to save your ass and get rich. Like that's all you need to say. And then they're hooked for the whole video. And then if you want to add on to it, you could say, stick around till the end because I'm going to share with you a secret that no one's ever seen before. So you actually give them an incentive to get that watch time all the way to the end. Like that's how YouTube works. I mean, TikTok is probably way different, but I know YouTube.
No, TikTok incentivizes making it to the end of the video more than any other analytic.
Really? But then it's like, but you don't even have time to say stick around till the end because then it's the end.
TikTok is making long form content. They're trying to compete with YouTube.
Really?
They're 3 minutes, and they're just starting to test beta features.
You can tell they're moving it up, and they want people to sit in front of their cameras in the live. I think TikTok Live is trash. It's fucking horrible. It's the most disgusting piece of human filth.
Nobody knows how to do it. Like everyone.
No, but even I was sitting there talking about Hedron for 1 hour. I talked about Hedron for 1 hour. It went up to 100 viewers. It went down to 10. It was whatever. I was just like talking, doing my thing. And I grabbed my vape like this. And I didn't even think about it, of course. I was just like, whatever. Smoked it. Banned the next day for that one hit. And I watched half-naked 16-year-old girls on there doing whatever they want, nipples out, shit out. And I'm like, really? I pulled out my freaking vape and took a baby hit, not even thinking about it, just like I was on my computer. And I didn't care about the ban. I was like, whatever. Like, fuck, it doesn't matter. I was just like, there's no potential there. I'll never be that guy who's just going to be like, hey, dudes, you want to fucking play? Let's chill right now, guys. My life is freaking sick. I'm like, no, life is half trash. You just have to deal with it right. Like, I like to be way more specific and detailed. And like TikTok's just not the place where, so I just do these lives, I chop up them all into clips and I just send them to TikTok. Like it's that simple.
But I think it would be fun to, like, in my mind, to be able to go live here, go live on Facebook, go live on Instagram, go live on, I don't know if Twitter.
I'm live on Facebook and Twitter right now.
And go live on TikTok and Instagram. Go live everywhere at the same time. They won't let
you do that, but you can do it if you use a third-party service.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, if you use a web, what do they call it? A script, blah, blah, blah.
Or just use multiple different phones, yeah.
Yeah, but that's a little, but I think you could do it way easier than that. I think you could just do a third-party service like OBS and just stream it through that to everything somehow. But again, it does get technical. The more effort you want to put into it.
Crypto Coffee, what do you do content that is live? GFC just said you did live the other day.
Yeah.
But
I alternate.
Okay, how do you do that? What's your structure? Like, what? I don't do any live other than with GRC.
Yeah, so if I'm going to make a pre-recorded video, it's going to be less than 15 minutes, hopefully more in that 10-minute range, and it's going to be addressing a specific audience for a specific question, and that's what gets a lot of views and engagement. But you also want to build a community, so I alternate between, like, for every 2 pre-recorded videos, I'll do like 1 live stream where I'll either have someone else on. I like to typically only have 1 or 2 people on at a time. Otherwise, it just gets messy. If you've got like 6 people up there, everyone's talking over each other and no one's learning anything. But some of my best live streams is just me alone answering people's questions in the audience. Oh, do I got to do that now?
Yeah.
Damn it, you guys are making me look small. Fuck, I'm embarrassed now. Here, I'll get a tattoo on.
Yeah, there you go. So you were saying, sorry. This PDC, thank you. Appreciate it.
So, as I was saying, it's good to be able to have those live streams. And I think the ideal way to do a live stream is solo, so you can actually address every individual comment. But then stuff like this is interesting because we do a good job of interacting with, each other and the chat. But the more people that come in, it just gets so hairy. Oh, you're on mute, bro.
I can't read the chat anymore. I already told them. I said, until I figure out how to do this better, I pretty much ignore everyone, because what we do on this show, let me kind of tell you what we do, like what my kind of whole thing for this show is in general. I like to dig into topics that are a little bit confusing, right? But not just like, hey, how can you do this? Like, I'm a very detailed person. I like detailed information. So I just go in, okay, let's talk about HEX today. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning when the fork happened. Let's start when the free claim happened. Let's talk about the audits. Let's talk about, let's move through. I want the people that want that information because that's all I do. That's all I care about. I just don't care about anything else. It's just the way my mind works.
That's awesome, man.
And then we're going to go
check out your channel really quick. I'm going
to go to Terra Luna and do an episode because I've been reading about the USDN and how the algorithmic stablecoin is kind of like a fluff word now. It's turning into a bit of a fluff word for some things that people are letting slide by. That whole algorithm, they're just like, oh, it's algorithmic stablecoin. That means we're going to the moon. It's like, no. Hold on for 1 second before you let that go. Because I've been looking into it, and algorithmic stablecoins generally don't work for a specific reason. And it's very clear. And that's why Terra Luna is getting backed by Bitcoin, which is making everyone know what their problem is. They were going under. They weren't backing. The dollar wasn't getting
really? I didn't know that.
Crypto Coffee was talking about algo like stable coins. Can you talk about, because I'm sure some of them have failed, but before we were live, you were talking about that. Can you touch on that if you know anything about algorithmic stable coins?
I'm going to pull up a tweet too while you do that about me asking this question, because I did ask it to Twitter. So go ahead.
And there was also Crypto Coffee before you had mentioned you missed out on sacrifices. So Crypto Gains Club 369 says, here's one. You missed out on the sacrifices. Good fucking luck. That was just an awesome comment that I saw. So thank you.
Fuck yourself.
But yeah. That is the title of the video. So what are your thoughts on algo stablecoins?
I wish they worked better. I want them to work because it's a decentralized alternative to, centralized like USDT and USDC. But USDT and C seem to be the ones that are getting the most regulatory clarity and the most legal acceptance. And then things like DAI, while it's maintained its peg, it maintained its peg partially because now it's actually collateral backed, like 1-to-1 with dollars. And same thing with UST. Like they recently just said that, because we weren't able to hold our peg at certain times, now we're going to try to make it asset backed, but we're going to make it Bitcoin backed partially or whatever. and they're thinking about doing this. So it's like maybe the future is like hybrid, collateral backed, and bank backed cryptos, or sorry, collateral backed and algo backed stables. But maybe the future is really just everything needs to be collateral backed, and there's no better way to do it. I hope we can figure it out. DAI was the best thing we had, and now it's partially collateral backed as well. USDL is going to be technically collateral backed by PulseChain. So that's an interesting one that I'd like to see more of that kind of thing. I just wonder how long it can.
Well, that's where my concern arose from. That's where my initial, because I started comparing the two in my mind, right? I started comparing the USDL and the USDN and the algorithmic stable. And I'm not talking about Pulse. I'm not talking about liquid loans specifically. They know more than me, clearly. Like, I'm just talking in general because all I can do is compare and contrast, right?
Right.
Crypto Coffee,
well,
what are your thoughts on that? Like the USDL from
Well, you look at LUSD, which is the same exact thing that USDL is going to be. LUSD is on Ethereum right now, and it works today now. And it's been out since May of 2021. And it's maintained its peg for the most part, except for a period between October and November, it looks like, where it was in the 97 to 99 cent range. So, I mean, that is scary when it loses its peg and it goes 97, 99, but people just arbitrage it back to 1. And so, like, you might have a stable coin that's a little less stable in terms of, it can dip by 2 cents for a month. But, like, is that the worst thing in the world? Maybe not, though. I mean, it depends what you're trying to avoid. Are you trying to avoid counterparty risk? Because then if you're trying to avoid somebody being able to shut off your coins and censorship, then USDC is probably not for you, because they can literally just turn off anybody's coins that they don't like. But with liquidity, I mean, with LUSD and USDL, you're going to have more stability risk.
Right.
Where it's like maybe your token will be worth 99 cents or 97 cents for like a week, but you literally have a decentralized stable coin. So that's a confusing term, algo stable, right? Like it's
So this is what I posted. I said, what is an algorithmic stablecoin? I was reading something this morning, reading about USDN. Seems odd. Just all I'm saying was seems odd, really. It says, let's read a couple of them. Let's go. All right, let's just read the top one. Stablecoins that keep their peg by rebasing the supply rather than by being backed. Okay, stable coins that keep their peg by rebasing the supply rather than by being backed. One example is Ample, which rebases by multiplying everyone's balance when price gets above the $1 target, or by dividing everyone's balance when the price goes below to the target. Okay, that actually helped me.
Crypto Coffee, can you explain that? Or GRC, can you explain what that actually means?
Yeah, so basically they take away your coins, or they give you more coins to make it always equal $1. So, and they do this every week. This is really risky. Ampleforth had a lot of risk early on. And I think it wrecked a lot of people that got into it. And I'm not quite sure what the whole full story was on that, but I'm really glad that Dibcatcher, by the way, this guy's releasing Maxi in a couple of weeks. Awesome dude. Look up maximus.cash. But this is
that the Maximus DAO?
Yeah.
They're coming on tomorrow doing a full episode, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Fuck, you beat me
guys.
Damn it.
Boom, plug it.
Hey, we're going to have the scoop before Crypto Coffee. He's coming on here. Now you know who's actually number one.
No. I released GRFX from the contract, and I said, you can go on Crypto Coffee.
Sorry, go ahead.
Those were the shackles in the background. That's the whole BDSM.
I'm in RH's basement. Like,
yeah.
Rebasing. So they're basically going to be increasing the supply or decreasing the supply.
Yeah, so it's good to differentiate. I'm glad that he differentiated it like that, because we do toss around the term algo stablecoin a lot, and I never really had a good definition of what that was. And I guess an algo stablecoin would be a rebasing coin like Ampleforth, where they either divide your coins or multiply your coins to make sure that the supply always equals $1. Then you can have collateral backed stable coins, but it's then it's like choose your collateral. Like, do you want your collateral to be US dollars in a bank? Because that seems to be the less legal risk, right? But you have a lot of counterparty risk, and that's USDC. But then you've also got USDL, which is backed by the collateral of PulseChain. So that, in theory, sounds the best to me, actually, but I really want to see it play out in practice. I would love if we could get a stablecoin backed by an asset that we all know and like PulseChain. Because as long as PulseChain has a USD price,
that would be amazing.
Well, that's the point of USDL. That's what they're trying to do. Like just like LUSD
so it's a competitor.
Well, yeah, it's see,
so I get confused.
I need to get the terminology straight though, because like me too, I'm confusing myself because technically it is an algo stablecoin, but it's a collateral backed algorithmic stable, unlike some other ones, right? But
exactly.
It's like,
I think we have to change the definition right now of algo stablecoin. There's two definitions clearly.
Yeah.
Is it because depending on how people want to define what algorithmic means, right? But with USDL, from my understanding is, right, so if the price is down, right, and I'll just go buy 1,000 or whatever number I choose of USDL, it's 95 cents. So I purchase it for 95 cents, and then I go bring it to LL's protocol and I'm submit that, and I get $1 worth of Pulse. That's how it's going to be back. But there's also a fee involved. So I'm reading through their paper, and I'm like, if there's a fee involved, then it can never be pegged to $1 from. And you had brought this up, like in terms of your questions about algo stablecoins. And I don't know if LUSD is the same setup, but if you charge a fee, then I could, if I'm an arbiter, I'm never going to be able to. There's always going to be some wiggle room where I can't profit because of the fee,
the fee. Well, the fee is only going to be the Uniswap like 0.3 or even like 0.1% trading platform fee. The fees that I think you're reading about in liquid loans are the fee to start a loan and to like redeem your USDL for the PulseChain that you actually put in the loan.
But that's how the stablecoin is going to stay stable though, is by doing exactly that. According to like my understanding of what Jesse said. Right, because if it's trading, right, they're going to take it in and they have to pay that redemption of 0.5%. From my understanding, I could be wrong.
No, you're right, but God, now I need to go reread the white paper. So there's two.
I really appreciate that you have all this information in your mind, by the way, because I know you're busy and it is hard as a content creator to absorb all of the extra information.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I need to read it like for a third time, I guess. But there's redemption, and then there's another R word that I'm forgetting, but like they're different things. So
there's a borrowing fee, there's a redemption fee, there's a deposit type of thing of like $200, I think, at the very beginning of a loan, and then there's a liquidation if somebody gets liquidated.
You're thinking of the sense of like the way, I think the way the peg will also be determined is by pairing USDL with other stable coins, right? So like if people are going to arbitrage between those stable coins, that'll help ensure that it really never dips below the $1. But I get what you mean. It's like when you redeem the USDL, like you do have to pay some kind of a redemption fee, which is a very, very small percent. But like there's also going to be all these liquidity pools like in the public domain.
So what you're saying is like, so USDC, right, is still, sometimes it's not $1 too, right? And USDC isn't arbitraged by buying it for 95 cents, bringing it in, redeeming it for $1, because that's just a slow fucking process. What you're saying is it's now going against other stables.
Exactly. That was put better than I could have put it.
That's okay. No, that makes sense.
And then there's these protocols like Curve, like or whatever, that basically just provide like some of the deepest liquidity for stable coins only. And that's the whole purpose of some of these protocols, is like to provide deep stable liquidity. And so they'll just pair every stable against every other stable. Maybe it's worth forking something like Curve onto PulseChain. Any developers out there, you guys want to take this opportunity, because people make arbitrage, but when they arbitrage stables, they have to arbitrage millions at a time because they're making like 0.001%, profit. So,
Can I ask you a question? This is a 100% selfish question, but hopefully other people in the comments have this question. If I have this question, when you pay a 0.29% fee in PulseX, you're also paying separately a Pulse mainnet fee of a penny or less, right? Is that accurate?
You said that one more time, a mainnet fee?
So on PulseX, you're going to swap, and there's a 0.29 fee, right? So I've got $1,000 to swap. I'm going to pay the 0.3% roughly, and that's going to be paid on Pulse, or that's going to be paid in the coins that I'm swapping. Now, in addition to that, is there a Pulse fee because it's on the blockchain of PulseChain?
Yes, there's also a very, very tiny gas fee, if that's what you mean. Like,
okay, that's exactly. Okay, so there is kind of 2 fees to trade. Am I understanding that
essentially, yeah. Like, like even in Uniswap, it's the same way. You're paying an Ethereum gas fee, but you're also paying 0.3% to the liquidity providers. So, but in PulseChain, it'll be so negligible to pay that gas fee. It'll be like less than a penny. So, I mean, the real fees will be divvied up between, the LPs and the buy and burn function and the 1% for the, Richard Hart or whatever the fuck it is. So, yeah.
Another thing crypto related, and then I actually have to run, but I want to hear your thoughts on PulseX versus PulseChain. I'm just like, obviously you have no idea. I have no idea. What is the conjecture? What's your fucking opinion on the two? Like, what do you think could perform better just on the thinking behind it?
Yeah, so I made a video about this too. I think everybody wins, right? We all win if we hold an equal bag of all three. I'm bringing HEX.
That's not the answer. That's not the answer I want, though.
No. I'll give you a timing thing. So, like, value accrues at the endpoints, right? So, this is a Richard Hart thought. I didn't think of this, but there's a reason that Facebook, Netflix, and different applications on the internet are worth more than the pipes that bring you the internet, like the ComEd and the electricity companies and and Comcast, RCN, whatever. So it wasn't always that way, I guess, but right now we're in basically the phase of crypto. We're kind of laying down the railroad tracks. So we're building the infrastructure, which is why all the hype is right now around layer ones. But theoretically, after layer ones have their time, after they have their day in the limelight, eventually the value will go back to the application level, which is PulseX and HEX. Those are applications built on top of PulseChain. So I think, PulseChain, my real prediction, and again, just a prediction, is that PulseChain might overperform for the next year and a half, maybe 2 years, until eventually we establish and the dust settles. We have our interconnected network of layer ones that become like the Googles, Apples, like remember the cloud platform, things. So now we've got like Amazon Web Services, Azure, and like GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So I think the same thing might arise out of layer ones. We might see 3 to 5 layer ones that become the dominant players. And then the applications on top will start to gain all the value. So PulseX will start to gain value as volume picks up, but it's going to take time for volume to pick up. And I really foresee in the short term, like at least in the next 6 months after the launch, a lot of value is going to be flowing into PulseChain because so many people just missed out on that too. So value is going to be going from PulseX to PulseChain, maybe even from HEX to PulseChain. But then once everybody feels more comfortable with their bag of PulseChain, then the value is going to flow back into PulseX and HEX.
So you think you see that switching potentially? Because I literally, it's funny you bring that up because this morning I made a video and somebody asked a question. So I use their question as like the idea for the video, but like my notes from this morning, how do you perceive PulseX as more like Apple, where it lives on the internet, right? It's way more valuable than Verizon, where Pulse is like Verizon, kind of similar to what you're talking about, or right, because in the crypto space it's the opposite. Right. At least in the interim, it says like it seemed like that might change by your point of view. Or
I think it's only changing because we are literally building it as we speak. Like we're in the time where we're building the Verizons, we're building the cell phone towers, like we're building the satellite dishes. Like after that all gets squared away, it's really PulseChain's only a means to an end. In theory, right? So in 5 years from now, we're going to have gasless transactions and all this stuff where we're going to abstract the layer one away so far from the end user that they probably won't even realize that they're using it. So I really do think eventually in 5 to 10 years time, the applications will be where it's at. They won't even realize that they have a gas layer one token at all.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Yeah. I've never heard that before. So you think it's going to get that far away from layer ones where
I think it should, because from a user experience perspective, it sucks balls to have to pay. And like, let's say I want to trade HEX for PulseX. Why the fuck should I have to buy a third coin, PulseChain, just to do the thing that I want to do, just to trade one coin for another? Like, it doesn't make any damn sense. And like, that's what's holding Ethereum back too. Try to onboard a new person to Ethereum. You say, hey, I want to buy HEX. What's the best deal to buy HEX with? Oh, well, it's USDC. Okay, great. I've got some USDC. Now I'm going to go buy the HEX, right? Actually, no, you need to buy $200 worth of this other shit that you don't even want just to pay for this gas fee. And it's like, Staker app is fixing this. Staker app is coming out with gasless transactions.
Of what you're
you know, they're leading the way. In Staker app, you can buy HEX with USDC, and they'll pay the gas for you in the USDC, like behind the scenes. So that's one of the huge innovations of Staker app that I don't think a lot of people know.
So these are all the companies that came from the PayPal mafia. Just kind of like what you're saying. Let's put PulseChain here, right? Instead of so put PulseChain here. Again, we're in this infancy, right? When PayPal came out, what the fuck was PayPal other than just a good idea about? And then look what it turned into. You know, look what it turned into. It's like the PayPal was the product that was actually good. I used it. Coffee used it. Everyone used it. And then look what happened. Boom, boom. YouTube, Yelp, LinkedIn, Tesla, Square, Jenny, whatever, Slide, Yelp, all this shit. And we can be the ethos moving forward. We get to decide right now what I get to decide. Coffee gets to decide. Hexo gets to decide. Everyone that's streaming in the PulseChain ecosystem a little bit more directly gets to decide what the ethos is moving forward. And I'm going to make it my goal to call out every furu that comes up in here, so I can at least let people know, hey, if you want legit information, these are the guys I like. If you want to play around, you can play around over maybe somewhere else. Find someone to play. I don't play around. There's no GRC. Don't play around ever. I just don't play around. I just don't like playing around. I like getting drunk, I guess, and drinking and smoking weed with my friends. But like even that, like if I go to a bar, I sit there for an hour and I'm like, yeah, I could be doing something productive. I gotta leave. I get like that. It's annoying.
That will probably, I would guess, over the next 24 months, that's going to drastically change, because I know for myself it's changed, and I bet based on the tiny bit of information that I know about coffee, it seems like that's been your journey too, where it's changed for him as well in some aspects. As you go down the path, you just like, this is way more fun to just like make progress in business and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just changing your addiction, right? Now we're addicted to like winning in the real world and not alcohol and drugs. But don't get me wrong, I still think they're fun as fuck. Unfortunately, I'm trying to, addict myself to more healthy behaviors.
I got most of my stuff out of my system. Yeah, if you hang out with us at we'll see a good part about my show. And like, I want to provide value to guys like Coffee that could be doing something else and listening to like a more in-depth Maximus talk that he actually might be like, oh, great. Now I don't actually have to because two guys just talked about it back and forth for 35 minutes. So it kind of works out some of those things. I like to be a resource for information that's a little more dense. I don't know how that'll work out in the long term, but that's just who I am. So it's like that. I'm not the guy who's going to make a clean cut 15-minute video. I'm just not good at that. I'm a little bit more showy. Like I'm just more of a showman in that way. So I'm just kind of playing my strengths and doing the clip thing. But everyone just do what you are good at. Like just try to do what you're good at, because it'll amplify, because everyone doesn't do anything right.
And with that, I actually have to go. I have to do other stuff. I appreciate Coffee. Thank you for coming on. I know we were all over the place, but I do appreciate you coming on. I shared something with you in Twitter on the analytics. I just had a little bit of a screenshot. GRC, we'll be talking later today. Everybody in the comments, we just crossed over 102 live viewers. That's awesome. So thank you guys. If anybody wants to check out my YouTube, you can check out Sam Stolt, or just the crypto-related channel is just Stolt. I think there's going to be a link down below, or on Twitter, you can say what's good.
He recently just did a video on how to last longer in bed. So if you guys want to last longer in bed, jump over to his channel. Hey, he did. It was informative. It was good.
You want to make some? Well, it's you can think about, like, I had a question. It was like, hey, does this make you last longer? And I know that's a problem for some people, but there's things you can do to like actually last longer if that's an issue for you. So like, just in my personal life, like, and not that I'm trying to
keep it PG, but yes, go on.
there's a compound, it's a plant, it's called kratom, that works on like the opioid receptor, and it like, simply put, just kind of like desensitizes you, just not to the point where you're not enjoying it. You still enjoy the fuck out of it, but getting to climax is a more laborsome project, which makes you last longer. Playing with yourself. Wow. So if you're like, oh shit, I'm going to do that tomorrow or later today, doing it right now, then you're going to last longer. And then the other, I forgot, you're muted, but I forgot what the third one was that I was doing. Did you end up watching that? I don't remember what the third one was, but I made it yesterday and I published it.
The whole time I was just like Adderall. Like, Adderall works too.
That's interesting enough for me to click on. So I'll take
that. Hey, awesome. Coffee, if I can ever help with anything, feel free to reach out. Happy to.
Thanks,
Cheers,
man.
We'll talk soon. Peace
Great
out,
talking
guys.
to you. Later.
Yes, you too.
So you were talking about like some of those habits that you've struggled with moving forward. Are those habits that you've mainly gained as you became a little bit more successful is to you?
No.
Yeah, let me know, like, how did that kind of play out? Is that something that was amplified after maybe you had some success, or is that something that over time has changed? Like, how is your relationship with negative hedonistic activity, let's say?
Well, I think it all started in college, right? Like, or should I say drinking camp, a 4-year drinking camp. So it was like, but yeah, having a sense of purpose, like you said, just gives you something to do that's not getting fucked up and partying. But, I always glorified like rock stars and like the people that just lived on the edge that just didn't give a shit about anything. And although it kind of looks glorious from the outside, it's not so great when you're living through it. And there's, but then again, it's like some of the best music comes from like, the pains of addiction and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's a fine line that we all walk. And I think, but ironically, crypto makes people worse a lot of the time because they degen and it's just like ape shit. It's almost a meme of like people make fun of themselves in crypto because they all know what they're doing is degenerate. Like we're trying to pick a healthier way. So I'm glad I landed here because I do think I've changed my tune a little bit. Nothing is like permanently fixed, right? I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm totally done drinking for the rest of my life. Like it's awesome. It's fun, but like, I definitely want to do it less or maybe more intentionally.
I don't
like when there's something to celebrate.
Personally.
That's all right.
I like
mean,
smoking weed. I love smoking weed. Like I love.
Yeah, weed is cool. Like later, I typically
I'm a overstimulated individual. When I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, like I'm jacked up without anything. Like most people just aren't like that. And if I smoke a little bit, I can just be like, okay, let me just do my work and chill.
Yeah. I'm more of like a late night weed guy. It just helps me wind down the day. Used to do a lot of Adderall. Realized that like I don't need that at all. Like that's another slippery slope one where it's like, it's literally just speed for kids. So I try to stay away from that as well. If I really need to, I'll take like the tiniest little dose, but like, it's pretty much not anymore.
I have stacks for people to go to use. I don't sell the shit obviously or anything, but like I write journals for everything I've ever done. So like I have stacks for people that are going through transitional periods entrepreneurially where they can maybe need some assistance in that week or two. Like when you go from quitting your job to like maybe becoming a YouTube content creator, like there's a week or two but if you get used to these things, your dopamine receptors, they downregulate. Therefore, you cannot interact with the world. Everyone else can, the same way that someone who doesn't use those drugs can. Your relationships become a little less meaningful. Your life becomes a little less meaningful because your dopamine receptors are being used up. They're just overstimulated. Therefore, energy always has a way of equalizing itself. Therefore, if you put that into your body, you will slow down on the back end or emotionally or with tense, or you'll stop working. It's just like there has to be an end goal. So when you use drugs like this, have an end date in mind. Have a day where you're just like, this is no longer after this. This is a tool. These are all tools, but not to be used. It's just like going to the bar. Like you drink 3 beers every single day. Drinking 3 beers ain't the same anymore. But if you drink 3 beers every month, that's like the best day of the month.
Right.
It's like, fuck yeah, we're getting 3 fucking beers tonight with my friends. I cannot wait. So if you can extrapolate that, like in the morning when I drink my coffee, I'm like very excited because I've downregulated my dopamine system to a point where I don't need very much to be excited.
That's important too, because I think social media is the current thing that's like sucking up a lot of my dopamine. I think Twitter's fucking terrible. I think most things, like I try not to consume as much content anymore at all. I try to do like the post and ghost, you know what I mean? Just like drop the video, drop the tweet and just walk away. But I'm not going to lie. I probably spend 3 hours a day on my phone and that's still too long. You know what I mean? I could probably get that down to 2 hours and that would just be for like watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I always watch my own content just to critique it in my head. So that's, I guess, where part of my content viewing comes from. I stopped watching most crypto content because it doesn't serve me anymore. If you're the one creating the narrative, you're on a whole different side of everything. So you don't really need to consume it. And then, yeah, same thing with Twitter too. Like you're not going to get anywhere just scrolling through an argument of two people you've never met, 30 tweets long and just getting into it.
I let it get me sometimes.
No, it's all right. Like I try not to, but yeah, of course.
People call me narcissistic, chronic liar. What I usually get, like the shtick that I've been getting my whole life, I get the same shit because I never really have changed up. I've just kind of been pretty steady Eddie for the last couple of years. I get compulsive liar. It's like funny when someone's compulsively
they project it onto you, right?
Well, no, when someone's compulsively truthful, people don't want to believe it because
right.
I was a drug addict, guys. I don't give a fuck. I was going to die. You know what I mean? Like when you go through a transitional experience like that, the way that you interact with people changes because you're like, oh, nobody really gave a shit about me except my family anyway. So why don't I just do whatever I want?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like my parents are like, do whatever you want. They want me to be safe and shit. Like, don't be doing violent things or illegal things. And as long as you're passionate and you work hard every single day, like, I just think I want people to learn that working hard is fun. It's good. It's the right way to do things. But it doesn't mean you have to make your fingers bleed all day cranking on plumbing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I learned as a youngster was like, if you don't work hard, like physically, like, rawr. But that's what I'm transitioning right now because I just went from my full-time job where I was making a lot to this because I just wanted to have more emotional energy for this. It had nothing to do with the value proposition.
Yeah, I get that. That totally makes sense, man. And dude, I think that's a good place to end it on. I think I got to get going personally. I'm sorry, but I really appreciate you having me on, dude. This channel's awesome. Everybody like and subscribe right now. It takes 2 seconds. You literally pump your own bag when you like and subscribe. It's the easiest thing you can do. Share the video, leave a comment. If you want your bag to go up, you really should just do it. Like, I know you probably watched 2 or 3 Gym Rat streams by now, and you're like, I don't know if I should click that button. Just click it. I know there's like 100 of you in the chat right now that haven't clicked it yet. So it takes you 2 seconds. It makes the whole thing go viral, and it's fun. And hello, Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block. How you doing?
And also,
I'm gonna stay on for a minute. So go ahead. I'm gonna just do some closing stuff when you jump off. But hey, dude,
right, man.
From me to you, thank you for being open-minded and nice in general, and not being. It's easy to be closed off to people. Like, and I probably messaged everyone that's come on the show a few times just to let them know, like, hey. But then as they see you doing work, they say, okay.
Well, no, I know it took us a while to set this up, so I'm glad we finally made it happen. Maybe we'll switch off. You can come on my channel next time. We'll hop.
Please, dude. I would love to come on your channel. Anything I could provide. I'm full of piss and vinegar all day long, so I'm pretty entertaining.
Nice, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a great day, brother.
Bye, everybody.
That was awesome. I'm gonna stick on here for a second, guys. Just GRC. What's going on? How's everyone doing? Let's see how many people leave with coffee. I'm curious. Let's check out the numbers. But no, this has been a great episode. I've had so much fun with Sam. I've had so much fun with all the guests. We're going to be going into Maximus tomorrow. Maximus DAO, deep dive. If you want to learn about Maximus DAO, 100% all the way through, top to bottom, we're going to be doing a comprehensive deep dive for an hour and 30 minutes roughly with Gold Key. Some of the team members, whoever wants to come on, that's what we're going to be doing, guys. Moving forward, I am going to be continuing to grind my little tail off. So any way that you can support me with the clicking of the buttons, I would very much appreciate the sub count to go up, the like count to go up, the watch time to go up. That's all I want. I don't give a fuck about the money, guys. I want my at some point I'm going to have to address that. But for right now, my job is to create the best content I can, and I need all of my emotional energy to do that, to be honest. I don't really know how to monetize stuff. I've never really learned. I can't like and subscribe any harder. So I just want to keep talking for a minute. I want to see if there's anything I can pull up. Any suggestions for something that I can pull up or talk about? I'm trying to think of some of the stuff I've been researching, but let me look at what people are saying. I got too many mentions on here. I can't even see shit. Oh my God, people are making TikToks of my TikTok. That's great. Thank you, Mr. Romanian Dan. I appreciate that. Any way to spread the word. I'm going to be going hard. My boy Crypto Coffee, PulseX, greater than PulseChain, Pumpamentals. That's getting a little love. Great, guys. I've been getting a little caught up in the drama lately, just a little bit. People call me out all the time, and I get pissed off because that just makes me. It just proves to me that they have no idea what they're talking about. Like, it's just disgusting what people can get away with online, and then if guys say anything back, it's like they just get nuked for even saying the truth. It was so. I'm done interacting online as far as like the trolling and shit. I'm just gonna post questions and like my links for the most part, because at this point I'm just getting trolled a lot, and it's just like easy to get distracted. You know what I mean? It's easy to get distracted, but at the same time, you got to buy into it a little bit. So I'm just gonna avoid it altogether. When people have a problem with you, it's because they're jealous of you, generally, or you lied to them. But I know people are jealous of me a lot in my life, not because of anything in particular other than my attitude. Like, I'd say most of the people that are jealous of me is because I'm happy and I'm generally in a good mood. And that bothers people, although I have problems just like everyone else. Like, I struggle with relationships a lot. I'm workaholic. I'm narrow-minded. I don't listen to anyone. I don't want to hear anyone's opinion unless I seek it out. So I have a lot of problems with my personality too that I'm working on as I get older. I want to be more open. I want to be like a family person. Not necessarily want to have kids right away, but like I want to be a good person, you know? Like I don't want to just be like a shit dude. Like it's just so easy to be a shit dude. Like it's just so easy to make bank in like a year and just ruin your reputation. And I want to work for the next 30 years. So how dare you be happy? Yeah, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. Yeah. I stay on here, I show my face, I try to be as transparent as I possibly can every single day. I'm live on. If anyone hasn't subscribed to my Instagram, that's on. I'm gonna pull it up. I want more people in HEX to be on Instagram, and I've been on Instagram for a while, so I like to use it. Why didn't that work? Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh shit, am I not connected to the internet? Did I get rugged? Am I rugged? Doesn't look like it. So weird, my internet decided to stop working. Am I still live? Yeah, it's weird. My internet is on the other browsers decided not to be functioning. I think Instagram might be down or something. Or am I fucking confused? It's so weird. Yep, no, my internet's just trashed for some reason, but I guess it's staying up on this end. So I'll just keep talking. Go ahead, go. Go ahead, go. Go ahead, go. Fuck yeah. Love a nice flex. Makes you feel alive. Any questions in the chat for me? We can do a little AMA. Does anyone have any questions for me? I'm pretty open book. I think people would like to ask me a few questions. AMA, ask me anything. I'm chilling here, dude. I feel pretty good. I might take a piss. I might take a potty break. Ask me a couple questions, guys. Ask me a couple questions in the chat. I'm going to stay in here for a minute. If you guys don't mind, I'm not going to. And if anyone wants to come on, if anyone wants to ask me a question in person too, I'll send a link out. Just let me know. I know I can just order some. Going to wait till after all of our great products launch. Exactly. I agree with that. Take camera. No, I'm not taking the camera to the potty. What do you think is working out on an empty stomach? I work out on an empty stomach, Blanco, not for any reason other than I'm a lazy fuck and I don't like to eat breakfast because I like to work all morning. So when I'm working all morning, calories in makes me groggy. All that stuff makes me groggy. So I'm more of like an efficiency person. Like I care less about like my muscular gain and a little bit more about the efficiency throughout my day because I'm more concerned with what did you learn today? Well, I mean, I'm more concerned with time than I am my body at this moment, but that'll change again. If anyone wants to come on, I'm inviting people on in like 10 minutes, but I'm going to take a break and do some shit. Hexicans are fit. Hey, Graph Writer 77777. Where did you find my channel? Who are you? I like it. I haven't seen your name in here before. Good to see you. I don't know why my internet's bugging, dude. That's so annoying because I can't look up anything. But I can keep the stream up, which is nice. At least I have the stream up. Maybe it's my Telegram or something that's bugging it out. 87 up in here. I just had a McDonald's sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. How many calories is that? Mickey D's sausage, egg, biscuit. Ooh, that's probably 500, 600 calories. That's not bad. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but like as long as you keep your calories down, it doesn't really matter what you eat. As far as now, when you come to organ health and body function and mental clarity, yes, it does matter what you eat. But as far as your physical health, I could eat McDonald's every day and still look like this easily, but I wouldn't be in good shape internally. 650-ish in the hash brown. Drop the hash brown next time. Don't order hash browns when you're out. It's just a waste of calories. Just make rice or something. Way easier. I learned about algorithmic stablecoins today and why I need to look more into these projects before I show them on my show, because I have to dive deeper into understanding some of these nuanced concepts, because I'm just too easily sold on shit right now. Like I can notice it. Like 99% of crypto projects are rug pulls, and then everyone who has a project idea, it makes it seem amazing, and maybe it is amazing, but I have to be more skeptical, because I have to make sure that the people that are watching me are not getting led astray financially when PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX are such good investment strategies, in my opinion. I have to be careful before I invite everyone on doing different stuff. I have to learn more. I need to learn more. I need my bias to go away, and I need to have more technical understanding. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense, Crypto Gains Club. Have you tried ADA Bolic? What is ADA Bolic? You should do a Q&A fitness live stream. We could do a Q&A fitness live stream right now. You can do whatever you want on here, brother. 91 in the chat, 93 in the chat. It's clearly a good time to be streaming. Ayo, Jim Rat, what do you think is a good idea to take my cereal on the ship? To take my cereal on, what ship are you talking about? Is that some play on words? Just popped up on my feed, good old Algo. Graph Writer, you just came into the most valuable resource you will have in the year 2022. So if you watch my show every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern, Hex in the morning, subscribe right now, hit the bell. You will miss nothing in terms of the latest and greatest in the decentralized finance industry. And I'm going deep. I ain't selling you shit. Good shit today, bro. Do it. I appreciate it. Anyone that's never commented, give me a comment. Give me a comment, guys. Boom. Yeah, I'm calling out Furu's all the way up. Now my Furu calling out is gonna be a little different than it used to be. If nobody's interacting with me, that's a Furu, then I won't interact with them. But I'm gonna call it how I see it when someone's up in here. You know what I mean? This is my territory. This is my territory. Hold on one second. Let me get a fucking not looking too. I'm a little bit flat right now. That's definitely for sure. And see, I'm not afraid to get a little involved here. See, my arms are actually pretty small if you look at it. Like, I don't have big arms by any means. But if you have a lot of definition, it kind of makes them look big. So I'm actually a small person, guys. I'm 5'8", 165. I'm probably 170 pounds. But I mean, I could bench a dump truck at this point. My bench has been going up like crazy. I could do like 100-pound dumbbells for like 12 or 15 on the flat bench, which has been pretty good. Yeah. Guys, please stay here. Comment in the chat a question. I have to piss so badly, and I feel like when I leave, everyone's going to leave, and that makes me upset. So just take a second. Smash the sub if you really like me, guys. If you really like me and you want me to succeed, while I'm not in here, smash the share button, send it to wherever and say, GRC will go for another 30 minutes. I'll go for another 30 minutes, 45 minutes. What are your thoughts on one meal per day, a coffee for breakfast and the main meal at 6 p.m.? I 100% agree with that strategy as an entrepreneurial stack. I think it's a great strategy. As far as optimizing your physique, probably not a good strategy. Do it as too honest. Yeah, that's usually what I get. I get that a lot. It's ready to go. Yeah. I'm ready, Bull. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. Guys, viewer count's still up. Please don't say I just rugged. Did my shit just rug? Bullish, you there? Yo, my computer's getting a little wacky, guys. It seems like my internet's good, but if I drop out, just stick with me. All right, let's see if there's any. Yeah, somebody clipped me just flexing my absolute ass off. That was lit. I love flexing. And I love when people think it's cringy. I respect the honesty, graph writer. Thank you. There's nothing but honest content here. Make a program. Publish it to the community. I will, PDC. I'm actually working in the background on some stuff right now. Meal stuff, pre-workout. I'm not going to give any names. I'm not going to do anything, guys, but there's supplement stuff that I want to do for the Hexicans. Obviously, it would be a product, but I want to provide value in the way that I do. And guess what I know a lot about? Making good pre-workout that people can use. That's a good dosage that has high effect, but not so much of that jittery effect. I'm telling you guys. And I know all the ingredients from the nuclear pump. I'll probably have 2 products, a stim and a non-stim. One that has caffeine, one that does not. The one that does not have caffeine is more for pump. Because I want to bomb you up. But I ain't never going to tell no one when that's dropping. Not yet. I don't know enough about it. Makes sense. Yes, makes sense to stick to an RH product, but at the same time, good products need attention too, so PulseChain can thrive. People always say that though, like PulseChain will thrive, good projects. But what are you're saying? I really enjoyed your deep dive. I loved my deep dive on liquid. I'm not talking about liquid loans when I'm talking about this stuff. I don't know enough about these protocols. Sam might. I don't. Sam clearly likes liquid loans. I'm not there yet. I need more time. I need more time with liquid loans. I'm not trusting anyone. I'm not trusting anything anyone says. I'm reading it from top to bottom and I'm making my own decision. And right now I'm on the algorithmic stablecoin part of it. So I'm learning about that. It's going to take a minute. What's up, gang? Bullish. Bullish is my best friend, guys. If you're not following Bullish right now, go to Twitter and follow him. Drop a link. Somebody drop a link for that Bullish. My man's Bullish. Hold on. I can't pull up anything, so. Align the light. How are you? Good to see you. Can't see your profile picture for some reason, but thanks for stopping by. I think you might be new. We do crypto content here, Hex in the morning, every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Check us out. We're doing deep dives into cryptos, and we're having the smartest minds in crypto on our shows. No food is allowed. All right, let me read more of these questions. Who wouldn't want to be on this show? It's always fun. I totally agree. JR, because life is totally fun. When I wake up in the morning, I'm excited to get some stuff done. Obviously, I have stressors like everyone else, but it's a good time, man. You know, like how can you hate on this life? We got one opportunity. You don't need much, guys. I pay $800 a month to live, so nobody can tell me much about how much their life sucks because I know a lot of people, when you have kids and get married, things change, so I can't really mention on that. I'm a 200-pound guy. I'm 6.7% body fat. I take 0.67 lbs of body weight on non-workout days. Oh, are you talking about for protein per day? Yeah, I would say that's spot on, Chad. As far as protein grams per day, Chad's way on to something. You do not need to do 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. You really don't, guys. I eat not that much, and my shit stays on my frame pretty good. And I have pictures, guys. I've been much skinnier. 120 grams of protein a day max. But I also fast like constantly, and there's a lot of factors, including like, there's so many factors. My P for P is physique proof. Profile. Yeah. Let's all freak Jim Rat out and fill the chat with biceps. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see some biceps in the chat. I'll do another flex off for everyone. I'm not even cleaned up right now. And I'll still flex off. I'm flat as a daisy right now. Shoulders are popped a little bit though. I like that. I like the poppage. It's all about pop. Soda pop. I sacrificed my life for LL. That's crazy. I would keep a little bag for LL, a nice something that you feel like, investments are risky. So I also did that, but I really think if you don't have positions and stuff, you need to do more research. If you have a bit of position in HEX, and the liquid loans guys would probably say the same thing. Like, you might want to get a position in some assets that have already been around. They're smart guys too. They probably say the same fucking thing. They all have those assets already, probably. I have your NFT. You got my NFT outlier? Yeah, it's not I didn't sell the NFT. Somebody just made it, and I'm following all you fools. Crypto. What should the gang be called? Hey, GRC, what's the best strategy for reducing fat percentage? You need to be eating less calories. That's really it. I don't really recommend burning more calories to start. Unless you're fat. If you're obese, if you're over 22% body fat, roughly, like in that 20 to like 35 range, like I would suggest just mild cardio and weight training, but you have to fix your diet, guys. If you can't fix your diet, you're fucked anyway. Your shit's going to get all wrecked. If you're not going to the doctors to get calcium, if you're not going to the doctors, getting your heart checked out, getting your carotid, I can't even say these words anymore because I haven't said them in so long, but I used to say them all the time. Getting your coronary artery calcium score is important. If you're a man over the age of 40, you have to be getting the plaque checked out in your arteries, or you're playing with your life. People always say to me, "Oh, GRC, you got hacked. Oh, GRC, you're so stupid. Oh my God." And I'm like, yeah, but I also go to the doctors, get my blood work done, watch what I eat for the most part, go to bed early, have a conservative lifestyle, and do everything minimalistically for the most part. So when people are telling me I got hacked, I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking perfect. I'm an ADD freak, yo. Like, I was clicking on some shit on the computer that I shouldn't have been clicking on some shit on, or whatever. I don't know exactly how it occurred, but I know that I had like 3 vectors that it could have occurred from, if you know what I mean. How do you measure body fat? It's more of an eyeball test. Like, bodybuilders, like, I could tell you what your body fat is. Chad could tell you what your body fat is if you had a few pictures from a few different angles in a few different lighting spots. All right, everyone that hits a bicep in the chat, I'm pulling up and calling out. Let's see. Bullish, obviously you get the triple call out because you're the goat. Bullish is my guy, dude. Literally, Bullish is the man. Rob O. Ooh, excuse me. Great to see you, brother. Benny Blanco. I don't know much about you, Benny Blanco, but I know you're always in here, always supporting, and I see your name everywhere. I just can't. I think your OPSEC is 100%, and so I don't know what you look like. But if you could pop down there, like maybe what region you're from, or like how old you are, so I can get a little taste of who you are. Hex Squid, what's up? Nice duck face. How you doing, man? I see you on Twitter all the time. Jenny from the block. Everyone gives Jenny from the block like I don't know Jenny from the block that well yet, but everyone just loves her to death. So I love her to death too. How you like that? JR, that's my guy. We're always in the Telegram chit-chatting. He's going to be streaming or making some content soon. So make sure your boy. I'm going to spend some time with the chat. This is a really good idea. Spend some time. Crypto Gains Club, my man, 369, introduced the 369 Mafia Club to me. So now I'm 100% locked in on 369. Crypto TikToker, always sending me good resources, always helping me out, always DMing me stuff. I don't even remember what she DM'd me last time, but it helped me a lot. What was that article you DM'd me? And I was like, thank you, that helps a lot. And I think I read it. I could probably pull it up on my internet around the StreamYard won't work. I'm close to GRC's bills currently, looking to bulk up. Hexagon Papa, are you really? That's dope. I'm looking to bulk up too, actually, a little bit. How do you measure body fat? It's an eyeball test for the most part. I would say rat gang, but me no like flex gang. I like rat gang too. I'm a rat, boy. I'm a rat, and I'll rat you out, boy. Just kidding. That was so horrible. If I said that in front of people, I'd get stabbed. I'm not a rat, guys. But I do love cheese. What a classic. Jenny from the block again with the winky face. Love your animation, by the way. Post GRC Telegram link. All right, let me. Hey, can you, Bullish? I cannot pull up anything for some reason. If you could post the Telegram link, you have to get approved, but I think you can still pull up the link. I'm not sure about that. I'm not doing a normal Telegram link where it's just like totally open source. I don't really want to do that. And my boy Bob Lagai hooked up this Telegram group, and I like the way he does it. It's more so like only people that actually want to chit chat in the morning. We just do the voice chats. We talk. We discussed all the stuff, just more important stuff, game theory, the stuff that dudes talk about. Just dudes being guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. So as far as one of the major conceptions that people have, I think when it comes to fitness and nutrition, is that a lot of people that are just heavy are just eating too much. They're just addicted to eating too much. They just don't know what eating too much looks like. And until you diet and really learn what eating too little looks like, then you kind of know, like, okay, I've dieted so hard that I've been like, let me see if my internet's working. I'll show you guys some pictures. I mean, I don't want to be good or nothing, but what can I say? Yeah, I guess my internet's just not super vibing right now. Maybe 1 sec. If I run this little thingy, maybe it'll switch up. Whatever. We new window it. These streams gonna hit different after launch. Oh, you guys have no idea when I'm gearing up for launch. It's gonna be sick. Hold on, let me. Okay. Just like that, guys. I mean, how Hollywood am I? You're so Hollywood, bro. Your memory is probably full. Ah, shit. That is exactly what it probably is. That's all right. We'll fucking deal with that shit later. I don't give a fuck. Guys, I'm going to have some closing words real quick. It's been absolutely fun being here. What a delight. Let me think about what I want to say. PulseChain launches soon. Whatever soon is, I don't know exactly the date. But intellectually, I think you need to get geared up. I think you should be ready, guys. There's scammers everywhere. They're being more inventive. You can easily slack off. Not everyone is RH or Trap Grab or Chad Thundercock or these people like me. I'm an ADD freak who's not using the computer, so I have to double down and lock myself in. I refuse to be a victim of dull thinking and mind-numbing bullshit where I'm just not paying attention and I'm not taking advantage of all the tools in my life. I want to take advantage of all the tools in my life to the best of my ability. It's 2022, guys. They made it really easy on you. All you got to do is press buttons to be successful. You have to press the on button on your camera and you got to press the clicks on your computer to write shit and post shit. That's all you have to do to be successful. Everyone's smart in their own way. Go out there. You don't need much, guys. You can set up your life in a year to spend a lot less money. I spend less money than poverty-stricken people because I just am smart as a freaking razor and I know what I need to do right now in order to be in a position of a leader where I want to be in the future. So, guys, I'm not going to be hating on everyone that's making content. I'm not going to be trying to burn bridges with everyone so I can be the most popular dude ever. I'm going to let my work speak for itself. I'm a very excited, happy dude. I have a lot of fun ideas, and I think that this channel is going to be really a good way for me to funnel the ideas and actually a healthy thing for me because I don't get so much caught up in the social media. I mean, yeah, like on occasion someone will call me something. But anyways, guys, if you're in here and you don't know who I am, my name is Jim Rat Crypto. I'm addicted to cryptocurrencies. I'm addicted to changing the world for the better. And this is where I've ended up. HEX.com, RH ecosystem. I come from the bodybuilding world, but I'm making some 35 days into the full transition. Well, I wasn't doing bodybuilding content. I was bodybuilding full time and working. Now I'm doing this, guys, full time, and I am addicted to quality. I'm addicted to value. I'm addicted to working hard, and I'm addicted to being the best person I can be. So I can assure you, if you subscribe to that button right now, you will not be super upset. Moving forward, I think I can add value to your day, whether that's in a small or a big way. But what I can do is keep you up to date on the latest and greatest in the PulseChain RH HEX ecosystem. And, you know, the surrounding things when I decide that it's acceptable, because I got to be a little bit more tight. I'm going to try to be a little more tight because I've just been thinking, and I've been reflecting. I want to be more tight. I want to be more tight than what up, Bulge? Anyway, guys, peace out. Your boy, GRC, HEX in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, every single day. I'm doing a show on Maximus DAO tomorrow. Tune in. We're going bottom to top with it. Long form interview with Gold Key talking about, I think this is tomorrow. I actually have to double check with him. So there will be a great show tomorrow either way. But guys, great to see everyone. It was great to see Crypto Coffee. Thanks for everyone for interacting. Thanks for being here. Peace out, brother. RH mentality rubbing off on you? That's fucking right. That brother, dude, that dude helped me out so much. RH, if you're listening to this by any means, thank you so much for portraying your work ethic, portraying a man chasing their goals so I can have a role model to look after, because in my opinion, we're one of the most detail-oriented and genuine guys that I've found on the internet in a long time. And you stuck through that when a lot of people would have stopped. They would have sold out and just said, fuck it. And you say, you know what? I want to go to my deathbed doing what I believe in and trying to make the biggest impact. And I totally agree with that, guys. Peace out, guys. RH, thank you for everything. Everyone, boom. Hit you with it. Boom, boom.